TJ,
We need a screen within a screen.
we have worked under unsafe, unsanitary conditions for far too long.
Yep.
Is all that we see
Me and Paul
seem but a
petition you,
screen
TJ.
within a screen?
We want a screen within a screen, and we want an updated, not just a deep fat fry thing. We want a flash fried template overlay, TJ. When do we want it? We want it right fucking now. We want you to make that as we speak.
That's this week's Flash Fried.
Go ahead.
Get to work. Me and Scotty are going to supervise you.
No, that's all right.
We're going to supervise you as you fix this all up.
You know,
No, I don't think so.
You know what, TJ?
Yeah.
I'm giving you one last chance to do it.
I'm giving
If
you
not-
one last chance.
If not, then I'm gonna come over there, TJ, and physically assault you.
to go.
I have
to
an ultimatum
dance.
too. I'm giving you one last chance to do it, or I'm going to sit here and do the normal show that we plan to do anyway.
There you go.
All right. Well,
What are you going to do?
fuck. I guess I better do it. I wouldn't want to have to do that normal show we already planned
All right,
on
TJ,
doing.
this hurts me more than it hurts you.
What are you doing? Don't do it.
He's going to beat
Don't
your
do it.
fucking ass to a pulp.
Don't do it.
Look at TJ's
do
defensive
it.
posture. I love TJ's
Don't do it.
defensive posture.
Ah!
You're going to get flicked, TJ.
God, why no?
God
Fuck
damn.
with me, TJ. The flick of doom. The flick of doom.
If anybody's ever been flicked by Scotty, they know.
Oh no,
Dude, I bet I can flick harder than anybody here. I bet I got the best flick.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Do
maybe.
you have the best flick? Do you think you have? Because
I
I
don't
have
see
a
it.
flick.
I don't have a strong
let's see it.
flick.
Okay. You want my hardest flick?
Yep. That's pretty good.
It's not a bad flick,
That's
huh?
not- that's not
you know how I do it?
Boom.
I don't do this. A lot of people want to cock back like that. I put it up higher so that finger flings out faster. You gotta give it a try. Here you go. I'll give you some bare skin. Flick it up. That's not a bad flick.
I don't know.
I bet it's twice as hard as TJ's flick. I bet.
Yeah,
Let me
I-
see your flick, TJ.
I really don't have a good one.
Give Scotty your hardest flick.
Damn, he actually has a good dude. You know what? Because his finger's so fat. That actually was a good flick, TJ. I'm
Oh, was it?
surprised.
You got a good flick off?
I was surprised. I mean, I thought it would suck. So
No, actually, it wasn't bad.
Dude, we need to have a competition one time to see who can take the most Indian rope burns.
Oh fuck, dude.
Dude, have you guys ever done the Indian rope burn on each other?
Yeah.
You guys are brothers. You guys did the Indian
Yeah.
rope burn.
Oh, that was
That's
like my
true.
go-to thing against TJ.
Who can take the most Indian rope burn torture?
I don't want it.
Or we could start playing that old game we used to play back in school. We had a game called Open Chest. Where it's like
shit.
you could punch somebody in the chest if they weren't like covering their chest. So you had to like walk around like this.
Well, I'm
Like
glad
a pharaoh.
I'm really glad I'm not at the age where such stupid games are played.
I miss those ages.
I
I wish that's what I was doing with my life, was playing open chest and Indian rope burn.
And you know what it evolved to? Like, and this is all past our time though, but it was nut tapping. When that came a big thing, like people would get nut tapped like crazy.
I got out of the game when nut taps came around. That's a step too far.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, I have to start wearing a fucking
guys,
cup
what
or
are you
yeah.
something.
Shut up, Toyota ad.
That's a step too far for me.
Yeah, you don't touch a man's fucking nuts.
You don't
not
touch
like
a
that.
man's
I mean, look, if you want to
boy.
caress those nuts, sure, but if you want to fucking do damage to those nuts, you don't want to do that.
We used to have like arm punching fights too, like sock fights where
Oh,
you
yeah?
take a punch in the arm and then you give one back. You know what I mean? Until the other guy cries uncle. Brutal shit, man. But you know what? It hardened me up for life.
It hardened you.
Now they don't let kids do shit like that in school anymore. It's bullshit.
Let you know what was what.
when the liberals took over, what happened?
Fucking liberals.
Let you know what was what in
Turning
life.
out all these soft ass millennial kids. It's like, get out of here.
Got toughen up.
Gotta
Play
nut
Bloody
up.
Knuckles. You gotta do fucking shit
Bloody
like that.
I remember
Knuckles.
Bloody Knuckles.
Bloody
Yeah,
Knuckles,
I
that's a
remember
tough
Bloody
one.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
The other one also, you slam someone's hand. Like, so you gotta do like this. So you slam. Oh, dude, it hurts so bad. And you have to keep going and going. And then it's like eventually one person would bitch out. And of course you have a group of people gather around going, oh! The minute you
Course.
fucking you give up, you're like, fuck, man.
You got to prove your dominance in this life. You know
Gotta
what I mean?
prove you're a true man.
That's what we're missing. More displays of dominance.
Yeah, we need more dominance displays. God damn it.
Other animals do it, man. Why
I'm gonna
not
thump
humans?
my chest.
Thump that chest, Paul. Thump that chest. So last night, we sat and did the debate.
Ow, I'm probably gonna bruises.
Last night we did the debate. It was horrible. It was probably the worst one yet.
And didn't they give us a nice little party
yeah,
favor,
we'll
TJ?
we'll get to that.
Oh, we're gonna get to
we're
that.
gonna build up to that. We'll let people know about that in a minute.
Fair enough.
But so the first thing I wanted to look at was a moment in the debate. Well, it was immediately after the debate. It was on our screen. We just were fucking blathering. We didn't even fucking see it happen.
Can you blame us?
Yeah, I mean, by that point we were done and dead.
We were
so-
traumatized at that point.
But basically, here's what happened. So this is the moment You're going to see Bernie go in for the handshake with Elizabeth Warren, who there's been some contention between them.
Now, I like how Bernie's looking, Elizabeth Warren. He's kind of like, huh, I took your best shot.
He looks like he's wondering if she's going to come attack him.
Yeah, so she basically is going to refuse the handshake, and there's going to be some tense words between them. We're going to see that.
And have you talk about, this was after the debate, this moment between Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Tom Steyer happens upon the scene.
Tom Steyer's just fucking.
This is one of those things.
Tom Steyer's like,
Look at
this
him.
is awkward.
He doesn't know what to do.
The
He's like,
camera on C-SPAN style, but they didn't.
Bernie, good to see you.
Bernie does a little cursory Tom Steyer. Yeah, all right. And Bernie basically fucks off after that. He's like, all right, I'm gone.
See, it would have been cooler if Warren would have done the whole like reach out for the hand and then.
Oh yeah, that's how you gotta do it, man.
No.
You gotta have that like Ric Flair kind of flair where you're like, woo.
So, let's take a little closer look at this bit by bit. Bernie sticks his hand out. She doesn't take it. She's like,
no.
Bernie extends the olive branch, and Warren just smacks it away.
She's mad because he basically called her a liar.
right, and
That's got to be what this is about.
I mean, she is. I mean, he pretty much provided a mountain of evidence that he never said that. Two of the people familiar with the meeting never said that. The New York Times article that reported on the meeting at the time it happened said that neither candidate discouraged the other
Her
from running.
campaign put that out and lied to begin with. So Bernie
she's the one who leaked the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So basically, this has all been a giant smear against Bernie Sanders, orchestrated by Elizabeth Warren. And there's a mountain of evidence to prove it. It's all out there for anybody who wants to see it to go and look up. It's not just speculation. It's not just I'm a Bernie fanboy, so
Bernie,
I believe
bro.
Bernie.
You're the fucking Bernie,
I
bro.
mean, does it even sound like something Bernie would say?
Even
no.
Even Donald Trump has weighed in on this and said, I don't like Bernie, but that doesn't sound like something he'd say. So
The only thing less likely than pigs growing wings and flying is a woman becoming president.
so anyway. A lot of people have done some lip reading kind of shit to this.
Oh, really? They want to find out what's
they want to
being-
know. They want to know what was said. Now it's really no one really knows what Warren
After
said
the
because she's
debate
just
this
not at the right angle to
moment
figure it
between
out.
Elizabeth
But there's people are pretty sure about what Bernie said here.
and,
Oh, really?
Bernie
So
Sanders,
right
Tom
there is
Steyer
obviously
happens upon
like a
the scene.
This is one of those things.
So this is the point where people are pretty sure right here. There's a point right here where he points to her. He points back and forth between him and her, and what people have said that he said is, "You and me, we're done." Okay, and then he walks off.
You and me were done.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude.
Take a look.
They broke up.
Take a look. Take a look here.
Also, Bernie's pissed and Warren
This
is
is one of
pissed.
those things that we
Oh,
love
you can clearly
about.
tell.
So hold on. Let's
go back.
Let's just show you this.
This is one of those things that we love about politics that we wish.
I mean, he
they-
definitely
we-
said you and me.
Yeah.
Look at Booty Judge back there. He's like, ooh, he overheard it too.
Oh, yeah. He's
Look
like,
at him. He's like, damn. He's got them eyebrows straight up in the air, like, ooh, girl. Damn, awkward.
Oh, he's gossiping right now. Oh, you'll never believe what Bernie said.
And look at
Camera
Tom
on C-SPAN
Steyer just
style.
like a booger on the wall hanging out over
They're all
there.
shaking hands.
They asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh, there was some tension. There was some tension." He didn't elaborate as to what
Of
exactly
course.
said.
He's
Dude,
not-
you know CNN probably had those mics being recorded somewhere. They should just release it.
Yeah.
Hot mic these motherfuckers.
Release the tapes.
Release the tapes.
I
CNN.
think every one of these candidates should have to walk around with a lapel mic on at all times. I should be able to hear what Bernie's talking about to himself while he's taking a dump in the morning.
So. In light of Elizabeth, so let's just go through a quick timeline here. Elizabeth Warren, all of a sudden, a couple weeks before Iowa, wait a minute, I just had this memory recall of the time in 2018 when Bernie said a woman can't win. I just remembered that happened.
Convenient.
She puts it out there.
Isn't it convenient when Bernie's surging in the polls, too?
Yeah. Bernie's looking like he's going to win Iowa and New Hampshire and all these other states.
Wait
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just remembered something. So she puts it out there. The media runs with it because they're fucking hacks.
Right. They're all anti-Bernie.
Right. And then the question's brought up here. Bernie rightfully points out, hey, there's tons of videos online of me saying a woman can be president. There's one from 1988. There's one from fucking 30 years ago when I'm talking to some kids, and I'm talking to the kids about how, women can be the president. There's the fact that he told Elizabeth Warren to run in 2015, and he encouraged her to run against Hillary And when she didn't, that's when he started his own campaign. So he was first trying to make her the champion. Like, someone needs to go out there and have a more progressive message than this bitch. And he chose her to do that. And when she said, "No, I don't think I want to oppose the Hillary machine," he's like, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Do you remember the original Bernie smear that came out?
There's an article in the New York Times from 2018.
Well, no, not that.
Hold on, but I'm just building more of the case here. There's an article in the New York Times 2018 talking about this very meeting that she's describing.
Okay.
Where the New York Times says that they had a meeting, but neither of these candidates said or did anything to discourage the other from running.
Mm-hmm.
And that was written at the time. So this is totally fucking fictitious. Total fucking fiction.
Well, didn't Bernie want Elizabeth Warren to run in 2016?
Yes, I just said that.
That's what I'm saying. So Bernie encouraged her then. Bernie, well, this has been a typical smear against Bernie. Like, for some reason, they really want to nail on Bernie on being sexist. Because remember that he wrote that article, I think was it the 60s or 70s or something?
Yeah.
Where it was like, he said something about rape fantasies, or said they were normal, and then people were like, no.
Well, he wrote like a fucking
are.
article. It wasn't even an opinion. It was like a fucking creative writing piece.
Anybody, I mean, if you want to go look at the statistics on the amount of women who have rape fantasies, it's tremendous. It's like 30-something% of women.
Yeah, but even so,
this is not a
it wasn't like Bernie was
statement.
advocating rape.
And
or something.
yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous to fucking try to categorize
look,
it as like, oh.
Let me be clear. In my view, rape is fine. You know, it wasn't like he said
I
that.
think that, it's fine to rape a bitch.
Well, you know what it is? It's like the Bernie Bros thing. They're just trying to. They've always just tried to type Bernie into like, this is just a white male movement with just a bunch of dudes, and they're fine with rape, and they're fine with being misogynist, they're fine with being sexist. That's what Bernie's about.
Yeah, of course. So here's Bernie, 1988, city of Burlington. This is a recently, kind of recirculating clip of him in 1988 talking about the possibility of a woman president.
Let me talk a little bit about Jackson. What Jackson has going against them is not in my view, is not primarily that he's black. I mean, there are some people who won't vote for somebody who's black, and that's that. That's a minority. And I think one of the changes, if people think I'm dumping on the United States, let me say that one of the nice changes that has taken place in the last 20 or 30 years is that, in fact, a person like Jesse Jackson can run for president of the United States and be taken seriously. Who would have thought of that 20 years ago, a black person running? I think the issue is not a racial issue. I think it's a class issue. Okay? I think if you had a conservative black person, somebody, say, like a Mayor Good of Philadelphia, running, I think the business community would put money into his campaign and would say, boy, it's time for a black president. The real issue is not whether you're black or white, whether you're a woman or a man. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. The real issue is, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of workers and poor people, or are you on the side of big money and the corporations? Jackson is on the side of poor people and working people.
I mean, talk about consistent messaging.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about a dude that's had like a long political career and really has just kind of stuck to his principles. Like and it's also kind of shocking how much Bernie sounds like himself from 1988 still. Like,
right.
My whole age argument. I mean, he's a little slower now, I think, but he still kind of talks the same exact way.
So Bernie here, setting all that aside, that's
31 years ago,
that's
Bernie
one of
was
the
saying
things,
that it was possible for a woman to be president.
Right. So are we to believe that so in 1988 he said it? I mean, I've already gone through the fucking litany of reasons why this thing he supposedly said is just outright fabricated. There's no fucking possible goddamn way he said that. And as a result of that sort of bullshit going on, so let's look at first the reaction of Twitter, I guess. So in the light, why is this screen darker here than it is? Hold on. I think
there's probably some stupid cookie.
I think there's some
message
kind of
or
weird
ad
filter
thing.
going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So ha ha ha. After the debate, Bernie fans get hashtag Warren is a snake, hashtag never Warren, and hashtag CNN is trash trending. All of those were trending last night. I was active on all those hashtags because I'll be honest with you, Paul, like, you're lucky you don't really have a horse in this race.
Uh-huh.
Because, as someone who supports Bernie Sanders, like last night, I was literally too angry to sleep. No,
Fuck.
I literally was
That's
up.
why I don't have a horse.
I was literally up all night, just like, fuck CNN, fuck Elizabeth Warren, the fucking pieces of shit.
Another one they didn't even mention is before this, when all this thing originally came out, was Refund Warren, dude.
Yeah, Refund Warren was trending at one point.
I mean, there've been a lot of
and it was giving people instructions about how to ask for refunds for their campaign
and a bunch of people
contributions.
did.
Yeah, tons of people did. So this attack that Warren attempted to orchestrate against Bernie Sanders, I mean, I guess it's too early to say for certain that it's a failure, but it's not looking like it's working out for her too well.
Well, I mean, like Bernie's high road fucking tactic actually worked in that little exchange where we couldn't hear them. You know what I mean? He's putting his hand out. He's obviously gonna put aside the rancor to shake hands with his opponent, and she can't do that. That just looks bad on her.
And she's the candidate who's going out there and be like, unity, unity, unity. Like, oh yeah, it seems really unity oriented when you can't even shake your opponent's hand.
Warren is a snake, dude. That's great.
So yeah, Warren was a snake was the #1 trend, which I feel is an insult to snakes, but yeah, I can imagine. There's a bunch of various tweets. I don't really care about what these specific tweets say, but I think it is cool that all that got trending. So on top of that, even mainstream media outlets have been. I mean, like, I don't know if you guys have watched any MSNBC lately, but they have been one of the most anti-Bernie networks out there because they're basically just the corporate media arm of the Democratic Party.
They're mouthpiece for the Democratic Party.
So, you'd expect, but I think the bias that was shown by CNN the other night was even seems to be too much for them.
Well, I think the groundswell of support behind Bernie, it makes sense. Like they're hedging their bets a little bit as well.
So let's take a look at this piece that came out of MSNBC this morning. I think this is from Joe Scarborough's show, if I'm not mistaken.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
How do you feel when Senator send you?
I feel so bad for Bernie looking at his face after they say that.
I mean, yeah, they go to him and then they're like, how do you feel when he did it?
I mean, just look at that fucking just like bemused smile of just like, wow. It's like that, huh?
See, but this is a fail for Bernie, though. This is a fail for Bernie because he should have said, that's ridiculous that you just asked those two questions back to back and your bias is clearly showing. Like, he needed to go after CNN last night.
Oh, my God. I mean, like, if
he desperately needed to point out what everybody could see was happening, which is, like, literally every question he got asked was framed as an attack on his character, his platform.
You know why I think he's reluctant to do that? Because of whose playbook has that been from? Donald Trump.
He doesn't. I think there are ways that he could have done it that would have not even really emulated Trump at all.
Well, I agree with you. I think there's definitely other ways to criticize the media and not say, hey, the media is totally fake. But yeah, he should have pointed out the clear bias in those questions.
Let's take a look at what the talking heads on MSNBC are going to say about this, because it's almost kind of surprising.
Okay.
I am completely confused as to why it turned from Bernie Sanders saying I didn't say it to Elizabeth Warren being asked, what did you think when he said it? He says he didn't say it. So you turn to Elizabeth Warren and say, did he say it? Bizarre. That's the issue.
That was bizarre.
I mean, it's bizarre.
It was.
What the heck happened there? Are they listening? Because you got to listen when you do a debate.
Yeah.
And then take the question to the next candidate.
You just missed.
It was a miss. Yeah.
You were waiting to go.
But
Did
this
he
is
say
the
it?
story.
It was a miss.
By the way, I've had private conversations taken to the press and totally manipulated for the benefit of the person who was sharing the story.
Yeah,
This
and you're an
happens
anchor
all
on
the time.
MSNBC, so you've
It's clear
participated
there's
in that
a
as well.
Yeah, you
misunderstanding.
probably have.
Elizabeth
Don't exempt
Warren
yourself.
is focused on something that was said, and
I just think it's crazy that even like pretty much the anti-Bernie network is like, whoa.
Well,
that was too.
I mean, they're going to take a pot shot at CNN no matter what.
I mean,
of course.
They're just going to continue to do their fucking anti-Bernie shit.
But I mean, it was like the definition of a loaded question. How did you feel when Bernie said that? I mean, that implies that there's knowledge and evidence that Bernie did say that.
Did Bernie get a question last night that wasn't a loaded question?
I mean, maybe one or two.
Yeah, maybe a couple.
90% of the questions he was asked last night were framed by, should Americans have to foot the bill for your giant Medicare? You know what I mean? It was never like, there was never a good faith question lobbed at Bernie last night.
So, on top of that, the Huffington Post, pretty much about as mainstream, middle of the road as you can get, also saying that CNN completely botched the Democratic presidential debate. make a lot of the same points that you just heard on MSNBC, just saying like basically the question. It was basically just so blatant and naked and brazen their bias against Bernie Sanders. And also this article also goes on to criticize how the centrist framing of pretty much every question that was posed to these candidates.
How could you not?
Who will stand up for Insurance Town in the 2020 election?
Yeah, that was one of the most ridiculous questions he got asked.
Question
Why should the government do things? Will Bernie Sanders bankrupt America? Who on stage will let Iran have a nuclear weapon? What the fuck is... it's just ridiculous fucking framing of these questions. It's like, is this a Democratic debate? They might as well host one at Fox News if they're going to get those kind of fucking questions.
Last night, that fucking idiot Tom Steyer fucking said, we had a petition to say that we should do this shit to Trump, impeach Trump. We need a petition to take fucking CNN out of the fucking, or any of these companies out of the debate business because they do a terrible job. It's not really a debate. It's a sideshow.
Numerous people have, I've seen numerous people making a similar point to what you've made, Scott. One of the best debates that there was the one that was hosted on PBS because there was no commercials. They covered a wide variety of questions. The framing was not ridiculous. It makes no sense that these media companies, and I have a few more anti-CNN things I could show you from the media, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to skip right to this point. CNN has presidential politics should not be privatized for the interest of
a corporation.
Mega corporations.
They're in the national interest. And the news media clearly is part of that national interest. And so I think that taking any substantive story and monetizing it and enforcing a ban on people fucking watching it and discussing it should be fucking totally illegal.
And that brings
100%.
us around to the fact that our coverage of the debate has been censored from YouTube
by Warner Brothers and CNN.
Warner Brothers, who owns CNN, I believe, at this point. It's been blocked worldwide, ineligible for money. But as you can see, that's clearly not a new thing for us.
No.
Yeah.
CNN has CNN is basically saying that they own the presidential debate.
Yeah.
This debate to decide who may be the future leader of this entire country
is a money-making
scheme.
It's
monetized. They own it. It belongs to them. How the fuck does that make sense?
One word: privatization.
Yeah, we've privatized. Basically, this is an issue that needs to be fucking addressed. If Bernie Sanders wants to attack CNN and the media, here's your fucking angle. Why is politics, something that's in the public interest, being privatized by a giant corporation? And turned into a fucking reality show spectacle that's basically devoid of substance, and in this particular case is designed, built around character assassination, and CNN literally using its power as a private company to try to
censor commentary.
Yeah, and also, but not just censor commentary, but they're trying to sway the election. They're trying to use this power that they've been given for no reason to host a presidential debate. They're trying to use that ability, or they're trying to use that privilege to try to change the outcome of the election and push the candidates that they like and attack the candidates they don't. They're trying to manipulate the democratic process.
What we did meets the standard of fair use. It's a public interest. It should not be done this way. And this is a totally bogus goddamn copyright claim. That's I doubt we're the only fucking YouTube channel affected by this, where it's like, okay, we're actually commenting and critiquing what's going on in this debate, and and our voices are basically silenced because CNN just nope. We want everyone to go to CNN's YouTube page. Well, not everyone wants CNN's spin and CNN's coverage of the debate. But of course, people aren't allowed to have that now because they can use this platform and file false DMCA, false copyright claims. They shouldn't own this content.
As far as I'm concerned, they don't.
But I guess according to YouTube, they do. I guess we can appeal it, but who knows where that's going to go?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think that's gonna turn,
I guess
turn out in our favor.
I will try, but I mean, who knows? And even if it does, how long will they will it be 3 months until they let the video go public again? You know
by the time no one cares about it,
Yeah,
maybe
so-
we can get it back up.
Fuck CNN. They're an obviously corrupt media organization. And you know what? As much as it fucking pains me to say it, maybe it's becoming increasingly clear that Donald Trump and other people attacking them, there is truth to that. They are fucking fake news because they won't even allow any other opinion on this matter unless you want to fucking take just a brief snippet and then comment on that.
Yeah, it's totally fucking absurd.
Because I'm sure you could get away with that. I'm sure if you did a 1 minute of the debate or something, then you have a bunch of commentary. But it's like we covered the debate, but we're talking over most of the fucking debate.
The fourth estate is supposed to exist in order to inform the public about what's going on in the world, first and foremost. Not so that the companies that provide that news can make a giant profit. So, this is why people turn to people like us. This type of shit, people are wise to this type of shit now. Like, you may have been able to pull this fucking trick on us back 20 years ago and shit, where, people had an inherent trust of these news organizations, but you've abused that trust to the point that people come to us.
People are like, what are these three stoner neckbeards? What do they have to say about it? Because I trust their word more than I trust what's going on over at fucking CNN.
And you know what, dude? We can talk ourselves down all we want. We're not fucking journalists over here. But you know what? At least what people are hearing from us is unvarnished, unfiltered, actual human opinion on what's going on. And a look at this that includes all of the fucking angles that they don't want people to look at. So fuck these people. I say we just upload this motherfucker again. It's not a strike, is it?
It's not.
Take this motherfucker down and put it up again.
Yeah, I think I might be doing that. So stay tuned on that. We'll see what we can do. I might I have a few ideas in my head. There'll be further announcements on what's going to happen with that debate coverage, but we're going to get it to you.
So everybody just rolls over to this shit.
We ain't.
You know what I mean? We're sitting here talking about how this is very well may be outright illegal.
I don't know what the law has to say about it. I can only say what the law should say about it.
I mean, if there's a law out there that says that somebody can monetize something in the public interest, especially something like a presidential debate, and keep other people from commenting on it, abusing a fucking copyright claim system.
Well,
They totally abuse the system.
Look, I have the attorney that I've used in the past for some other legal matters is a trademark lawyer. So maybe I could talk to him and see what our case actually is in this, because it's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'd love to file a fucking lawsuit over this. I know it would be an incredibly expensive proposition, and that's why it's prohibitive for people to protect their fucking rights to comment on public interest stories. That's the barrel they have you over, but goddamn, somebody needs to step up and fucking do it.
I mean, it might not even have to go to the level of lawsuit. A strongly worded legal letter might be able to might actually get CNN to release this.
I want their money. I want them to have to pay everybody that they fuck over like this. All those ad dollars go in my pocket now, motherfucker.
Hey, maybe. I don't know.
How is this not just a stepping right in front of our First Amendment rights?
Oh, it is.
The freedom of speech shall not be infringed.
And not only that, but I mean, this is a presidential fucking election. I mean, we're basically being told, hey, you as American citizens are not allowed to offer your opinion and commentary on who's going to be president.
Only if you do it in small snippets or write a blog post.
Yeah, you can describe what happened, but you can't actually show the debate and show what happened on the stage.
This would be like think about this. 100 years ago, this would be like people having a public meeting to discuss a news story and CNN thugs showing up and going, break this up here. Get on out of here and quit talking.
Only CNN can give you the story.
Pretty ridiculous. Anyway, it's probably about time to move on, but you haven't heard the last of this one. Surveillance video from Jeffrey Epstein's first apparent suicide attempt no longer exists.
Whoops! Yep.
Oopsie daisy.
Where was that tape at? Oh,
we lost it.
I can't find it.
What are you going to do? We got a lot of tapes over here.
Officials at the federal jail housing Epstein preserved video from the wrong floor because of a clerical error, prosecutor said.
Okay. It was a clerical error. You know what? This federal facility needs to be shut down. Everybody with any power over its fucking policy needs to be fired and possibly tried for destruction of evidence. This is fucking total horseshit.
So the surveillance video taken from outside Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell on the day of his first apparent suicide attempt has been permanently deleted, federal prosecutors said Thursday. So this is not footage of the actual quote unquote suicide,
Right.
wink wink.
This is the alleged suicide attempt that preceded his suicide.
Yes, correct.
His suicide.
Because no one buys that. Epstein, the disgraced financier, who was facing federal sex trafficking charges, was found semi-conscious in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, or MCC, in New York around 1:27 a.m. on July 23rd. But the video is now gone because MCC officials mistakenly...
No, they didn't.
There was no mistake.
Mistakenly saved video from a different floor of the federal detention facility.
Do you know why they have to silence people like Alex Jones? They pretty much have to say you just can't be on the air in other conspiracy theorists, because when you have shit like this happens, like, how can anyone look to the official explanation and go, yep, and like they're content with that? You have to be a fucking retard to listen to the official version of what's happened with Epstein and go, yeah, you know what? That all just lines up in my mind.
As far as I'm concerned, and I've seen other people say it, if you believe the official story here, that's the conspiracy theory. Like, if you believe Epstein committed suicide, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
Because the evidence does not point to that at all. Like, if I was to, like, if I could look into this moment and if I could, like, magically be a fly on the wall at that moment when Epstein died, and I saw him actually killing himself, that would be what shocked me.
I know exactly what I would see if that tape exists. We would see the prison guard letting in some big fucking neck-breaking fool into Epstein's cell and strangling him to death. That's what we would see. That's what happened.
Yeah. And there's been reports. I mean, like, there's been reports about Epstein's injuries not being at all consistent with a suicide. It's way more consistent with a strangling. So, yeah, I think that's exactly what you would see. The MCC inadvertently preserved video from the wrong... Yeah, whatever.
No,
okay, so just basically lies. So just letting everybody know you're still being lied to about this. Your government's lying to you. And
what else is new?
You know, yeah.
What else is fucking new?
Nothing.
That's why I don't have a horse in this fucking race.
Almost everyone at College Humor has lost their job.
Good.
Now, I used to like College Humor about... 10 years ago or something like that?
Back about 10 years ago, they were making some pretty good content.
They got real into that SJW shit. I don't know. It's still.
Is this another go woke, go broke?
I think it is, honestly.
Yeah,
let's take
a look.
It really is. Layoffs have come from another online comedy outlet, one that has managed to survive on the internet despite challenges for nearly 20 years. Multiple sources have confirmed to Vulture that College Humor was hit with a big round of layoffs today, which a rep for its parent company, IAC, has confirmed. About 100 employees in New York and Los Angeles have lost their jobs, with Bloomberg noting that around 5 to 10 people will remain at the company as it restructures under the supervision of CCO Sam Reich, who explained the news on Twitter. So here's what he had to say. Oh, my God, it's so long. All right, so bad news with a twist. IAC, our parent company, has made the difficult decision to no longer finance us. Oh, yeah, it sounds like it was real difficult for them, huh? Today, 100-plus brilliant people lost their jobs, some of whom are my dear, dear friends. Hire them. That's going to help them out. The twist, however, is that IAC has agreed to let me run the company myself. What company?
So why don't you hire them back then?
Yeah. What company, though?
They don't have any money for that.
Oh, got it.
In words that I'm sure are surreal to read as they are to type, I will soon become the new majority owner of CH Media. All right, so it's dead. It's just dead. Of course, I can't keep it going like you're used to. No shit. While we were on our way to becoming profitable.
Yeah, I mean,
any day now.
I mean, look, College Humor's been around for 20 years. If they weren't profitable yet, I mean, no wonder this company pulled the plug on financing them. Like they're not making any money.
we were nonetheless losing money, and I myself have no money to be able to lose.
You're in the entertainment business, so if you're in a business, you have to make at least break even.
Long story short, I need your support now. So this is basically going to try to get this money.
Basically, they launched a VOD service that has that's what all their hopes are at this point set on Dropout.
Maybe you shouldn't have admitted that you have no money and no resources with which to continue. I mean, because it's not the greatest. I mean, like, hey, buy our VOD service. We got no employees. We got no money. We're fucked in every conceivable way. But
they do have like 6 months of content, is my understanding, though.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. In these 6 months, I hope to be able to save Dropout, College Humor, Drawfee. You need to drop all that other shit but College Humor and just if you're going to try to save some shit, try to save one thing.
Well, I want them to save Dorkly, too.
Okay,
I mean, obviously.
Fine, they could save Dorkly and College Humor, but Drawfee's got to go. Dropout's got to go. No, I think. Oh man,
well, Dropout's kind of where they're putting all their hopes on. Is what it seems to me.
Oh, is it? What is Dropout? I don't even know what that is.
College Humor, which also runs the streaming comedy service Dropout, has been owned by Barry Diller's IAC Interactive Active Corp since 2006. Blah blah blah.
Interactive Corp.
Yeah, and they also own Vimeo, several dating sites like Match.com, Tinder, blah blah blah. According to a Bloomberg report from October, IAC has been exploring a possible sale of College Humor in recent months. After Reich takes over, IAC will reportedly remain a minority stake in the company. And they said, Sam was the best choice to acquire CH Media because no one else wants it, and define its next chapter. But the next doesn't want it, it was me. The decision places CH Media with an owner who is beloved by fans, passionate about the business, and sees a future we believe in. I mean, clearly you guys didn't believe in it, though.
Unfortunately, layoffs and even complete shutdowns have been a trend for internet comedy outlets in recent years. Several rounds of layoffs took place at Funny or Die between 2016 and 2018, including the closing of the company's San Mateo engineering office and its New York office, as well as layoffs of its entire editorial team in early 2018, which preceded its partnership with Vox Media's platform later that year. NBC Universal's streaming comedy service CISO suffered what a terrible name. Suffered an even steeper decline, shutting down it in 2017 after less than 2 years, and then Turner's comedy site Super Deluxe shut down in 2018. Sounds like internet comedy is a tough business.
Maybe it's not funny anymore. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with comedy right now is, I really hate to say it because I know people get sick of the harping on SJW's thing, but yeah, I mean, it really is part of this whole get woke, go broke thing.
I mean, it's not just SJW shit. It's just like everything has been neutered now.
Oh, everything's
been homogenized.
Don't offend any. Comedians have to be free to offend people,
and if they're not,
they have to be free to fucking say things that make that scandalize. Go, oh, I can't believe it.
If you're politically correct and a comic, you're probably not going to make many people laugh. I'm not saying there's no one that's going to laugh at those jokes, but if you look at a lot of the comedy that's now mainstream. It's either people are going, oh, it's a little bit edgy, so I like it. It's a kind of like, it's like, Bill Burr or Dave Chappelle. Like, those are the specials that I've really seen blow up recently in the comedy space.
Ricky Gervais had that huge Golden Globes thing.
And that was a great speech.
Well, look at why that shit isn't being pushed, though. Especially the Gervais speech.
Yeah.
Because it's critical of the corporations that have an ever larger fucking control over what gets said and what comedy is. I think we all need to agree corporations don't know what's funny.
No.
And it would be best if they got out of the fucking way and let funny people be funny again.
Yep.
And they're not going to do that. So
comedy great again.
There's no lack of funny fucking people. There's no way. I refuse to believe that.
Do you think whoever managed and owned the fucking distribution rights to Bill Hicks or George Carlin's careers were editing their fucking shit before they went on? Oh, you can't say this,
George.
Mr.
Don't say.
Carlin.
Oh no, that's going to offend people.
We're thinking about a chicken crossed the road joke instead of that. What do you think?
How about
you know what I mean? It just wasn't happening.
Some nice knock jokes thrown in there.
That's why it was good. The same thing goes for like old Saturday Night Live and shit.
It was edgy.
Yeah, it was owned by a corporation, but the people that ran it were iconoclasts. They were out there making fun of the people in power. And now the people in power have utter fucking dog leash control over what funny people can and can't say, and surprise, surprise, nothing's funny anymore.
Can't believe it. Who'd have seen it coming?
So fuck College Humor. Fuck these 100 people that lost their jobs. They were making shit content that nobody wanted to watch. Get out of the way. Make room in the marketplace for somebody that wants to, I don't know, be funny.
Burger King to give Bronx residents free Whoppers for dealing with Joker stares tourists. Smart move by Burger King, I gotta say.
Man, I cannot believe that this poor neighborhood is dealing with these fucking dumbasses.
Wait, what the fuck?
That want to take Instagram pictures of themselves dancing down the Joker stairs.
Are we about to see the Burger King?
I think
do
we
the
are.
Okay, I got
Give it a sec.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We gotta see this.
It looks like we are. The Bronx is still putting up with moviegoers who are flocking to the borough to climb the stairs, made famous by Golden Globe winner Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. Even snapping photos of themselves dressed in full clown suits, dancing and voguing along the meme-plagued stairwell. Meme plague. I love it. The steps between Shakespeare and Anderson Avenue has become such a landmark, in fact, that the staircase even has its own Instagram location tag, #JokerStairs.
Oh, God.
So here's Burger King.
Just kill me
We know
now.
clowns can be annoying, but don't worry. If you live in the Bronx, use the code KINGSTAIRS on Uber Eats to get a free Whopper and put on a happy face.
You know what's going to happen? A bunch of these fucking Joker tourists are going to put #KingStairs in their fucking order and just order Burger King on Uber Eats to a fucking hotel or something.
Yep.
That they're staying in so they can do an Instagram shoot the next day.
For all the Bronxites who've had to politely dodge film fanatics in their daily route or chosen to avoid the area altogether for a while, Burger King is promising to give one free Whopper to anyone who lives there. The promotion, which is tied to the film's DVD release, can be redeemed, blah, 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 blah. Many Bronx residents have taken to social media to beg relentless comic book fans to relinquish their neighborhood.
Oh, my God, these people.
Ugh.
If I'm ever in New York, I'm going to the Joker Stairs. I'm gonna do my obnoxious Joker Stairs fucking thing.
I'm not going to go anywhere near
And
the
a lot of
Joker
the people
stairs.
taking those pictures, I highly doubt give a fuck about the Joker.
Woo, social media clout, bro.
Oh, there's a trend I can jump on. Look at me.
I'm doing it.
I'm just
the
as cool.
Joker. I'm like the Joker.
I'm just as cool as that scene in the movie was. Look at me.
Wrong.
What a fucking blighted generation. Holy shit. We need to come up with a cool movie character that everybody wants to emulate that, like, jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
So these people will just drown themselves for Instagram likes.
Woo!
Look how many likes I'm gonna get.
Hashtag suicide. Hashtag Golden Gate fate. I don't know.
Hashtag jump now, bitch.
Daytona transient pretends to be prosecutor, tries to drop charges against himself.
Hey, dude, you can't fault him for the hustle.
I mean, he's trying, dude.
He's
that's,
out there.
That's,
He's doing-
that's an original idea. Right
That's
there.
the hustle right there that a
Oh
lot
no,
of people
this
don't
guy's
have
legit.
anymore.
This guy's legit.
I've heard of people actually have gotten away with shit like this, though.
Christian Moscow filed a fake document via computer using prosecutor's identification in an attempt to drop criminal charges against himself.
Nice.
Christian Eugene Moscow came up with what appeared to be a surefire way to win his criminal case in which he was accused of threatening or extorting John Hall Chevrolet, a report said. Moscow declined to file criminal charges against himself, the report said. Only problem is Moscow can't do that for at least two very important reasons. First, he is the person charged with the crime. And second, Moscow is not a prosecutor or even a lawyer.
A tiny wrinkle in his prop.
Moscow, 47, is now facing a slew of additional felony charges that could end up sending him to prison for decades, including impersonating a prosecutor and practicing law without a license. Moscow is listed as a transient in an arrest report, but his current home is the Volusia County Branch Jail, where he is being held without bail.
Oh, man, I was hoping to be Manatee County.
Those charges are on top of the second-degree felony Moscow was already charged with of threats or extortion after investigators say he emailed John Hall Chevrolet in Daytona Beach in May 2019 and demanded $50,000 and a 2019 Chevy Malibu in exchange for not revealing 2 years' worth of sales records containing customers' Social Security numbers. Moscow said he found the records, but Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood told a TV station at the time he believed the records were stolen. Moscow was arrested and charged with threats in the John Hall case. So basically, this fucking champion right here, after his theft and extortion scheme failed, he's like, I know how to get out of this. He'll just send a mess. I'll just send a message. I'm a lawyer. I'm the prosecutor, and we're dropping all charges against this poor innocent victim here.
More people need to try this, dude. More people need to just, like, when they walk into the courtroom, just sit down on the prosecutor's side and go, the state wants to drop all charges.
Didn't Mickey the Rat get away with that?
He did. That's how I get out of everything.
See, you know how people actually succeed in doing this, though? What they do is they order their release from jail. And usually the people that run those jails aren't the brightest people, and sometimes it actually works. They get released.
Nice.
Smart move.
See, you don't try to do the legal system. It's a bunch of lawyers. They're probably like, what the fuck? Now prison guards and shit like that, they're just going to go like, oh, whatever. He's time to get released.
Yeah, it doesn't release him. Let's let him go.
Yeah. Come on. It's a much easier route. You don't go with lawyers. You go with fucking regular people.
Lawyers might actually be sharp. They might look at this and be like, hey, wait a minute. But prison guard, jailhouse fucking local.
Yeah.
The
county lockup ain't checking this fucking thoroughly.
Let's see. It says let him go, so
Guess we gotta
let him go, I guess.
You're free to go.
It's like that scene in Idiocracy where he's like, where he just walks up to the guards like, I'm actually supposed to be in that line of the people leaving.
Get over there.
Get over there, you moron.
You know? Hey, here's a shocking story. I was surprised to learn this. Being wealthy adds 9 years to life expectancy, says study.
That is a shocker.
Can you believe it? I wonder what the common fact. I mean, like, obviously it's wealth, but I mean, like, I wonder how does being wealthy like contribute to a longer life? It's just so strange. Being wealthy adds 9 years to healthy life expectancy, a life free from disability and pain, according to Transatlantic Research. The 10-year study conducted across the UK and US looked at all the social and economic factors behind the reasons why people sink into ill health as they age. We found that socioeconomic inequalities in disability-free life expectancy were similar across all ages in England and the US, but the biggest socioeconomic advantage in both countries and across all age groups was wealth, said Dr. Paola Zaninoto,
TJ. Come on.
Zaninoto, a professor of epidemiology and healthcare at University College London, which led the research. Published on Tuesday in the Journal of Gerontology, the data from 10,754 UK adults age 50 and older and 14,803 U.S. adults age over 50 examined how long people can expect to live free from disability and to what extent socioeconomic factors play a part. And apparently they do play a part because they found that, it sounds like they're not just talking about living longer. They're talking about living longer, like living better for longer.
Oh, better and longer.
Well, because one of the biggest killers of people in the country is stress, which, like when you have enough money to cover your bills and then some and do whatever you want, you don't have as much of as the person who's living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck.
Well, the country with the longest life expectancy is actually the second smallest country in the world, boasts the highest life expectancy, which is Monaco, with citizens living an average of 89.4 years.
And Monaco is super rich.
It's super rich, dude. It's one of the wealthiest. It's a tiny.
You pretty much can't live there unless you're rich.
Yes.
It's basically just like the Isle of the Rich or whatever.
And that just shows you the average life expectancy there is almost 90.
Is Monaco? Monaco's not an island.
No, it's a small principality.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you guys want to live longer, better lives, simply get wealthy.
Just be really wealthy.
Yeah, all you need to do is get rich,
and then move to Monaco and live to the ripe old age of 90.
So I got some bad news, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Even when sober, frequent marijuana users are dangerous drivers, report finds.
Uh-oh, man.
Yeah. Even when, sober, some heavy marijuana users are dangerous drivers, a new study suggests.
Look, TJ, look, dude, I drive horrible sober, but when I get baked, I drive even better.
Whoa. The bad driving appears to be isolated to those who started using pot before age 16. Well, I didn't, so.
Yeah, neither did I.
Research.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, Paul.
Paul, that's why you're such a bad driver,
Sorry, y'all.
Researchers reported Tuesday in Drug and Alcohol Dependence. The theory is that early marijuana use changes the brain, leaving people more impulsive and more apt to make rash decisions.
This sounds just like Paul.
Damn.
In the new study, which tested participants in a driving simulator, researchers from McLean Hospital in Boston found that sober cannabis users who started off using the drug in their teens had more accidents, drove at higher speeds, and cruise through more red lights compared to people who had never used marijuana. I want you to let those people smoke and then take it again.
They're not even.
I want to see what they do high.
They're not even claiming. Yeah, they're not even claiming that like high driving is bad. They're just saying that if you regularly smoke, even when you're sober, you're a worse driver.
Well, it seems to say that it only applies to people who smoked at a young age, though. So it's not even like heavy marijuana users so much as it is people who smoked young.
Well, this basically says it right here. It said, this research suggests that early exposure to cannabis may result in difficulties performing complex cognitive tasks, said co-author Stacy Gruber, an associate professor of psychiatry and director of marijuana investigations for neuroscientific discovery at Harvard Medical School and McLean Hospital.
I mean, they call it a theory there in the second paragraph. I mean, come on. I got a theory. Everybody should give me all their money. There you go. Is that just, Come on. I want some hard evidence here because this just sounds like bullshit scare tactics to me. Just sounds like another way to justify the criminalization of something that should have been fucking legal all along.
Well, it's just one study. I mean, you can't take one study and say, "Oh, this proves it." Obviously, this had to be replicated over many
this
studies.
this is not new information. I mean, it was already known that if you smoke marijuana during your brain's formative years, it can do stuff like this.
Oh,
that's already. There's been numerous studies.
Says you.
Well, yeah, that is.
Says you.
And that's why
I ain't read none of those studies.
And that's why you need to wait until you're
25.
I was smoking weed in my early teens, and my brain
Bullshit,
is fine.
Paul's fine.
Paul's in a crib smoking fucking.
Paul was born with a joint in one hand and
a bong in the other.
Yeah.
Mama, weed time. Pa smoke weed now.
Pop brownie, mama.
So you guys want to, there was some bad news for Paul. But you know what?
This ain't bad news for me.
It's bad news for you, Paul. It's bad news.
But you know what, TJ? In Paul's defense,
you're too mentally enfeebled by your marijuana to realize how bad it is.
Hold up, TJ.
Yes.
In Paul's defense, Paul does not like driving and has tried to avoid driving for many years.
That's fine.
I would if I could have a fucking chauffeur, I would.
So, but here's a good news story for you, Paul.
Hey!
Women prefer men with beards as they're seen as more dominant and attractive.
See, this is something that we men with beards have known all along. So this is news to people without beards, but to me, this is just reality.
A study carried out by the University of Queensland found that almost all women preferred men with full beards, but those who didn't had a fear of parasites.
Oh, so there's a little subset of women that think we got lice in our beards.
Yeah,
ladies, let me tell you something. All right, there's no lice in this fucking beard. You come, you put your nose, you nuzzle up against this beard, and you inhale. It's gonna be like you're standing in the middle of some pristine woods at dawn when the dew is still covering everybody. Just smells like pine trees and sap. It's wonderful, and I am dominant. I am more dominant and more attractive than your average man. And the bigger my beard gets, the more dominant and the more attractive that I get.
The more resplendent.
And ladies know this. Ladies know this. I'm not telling them anything they don't already know.
A study has discovered that women are more attracted to men who have beards. The research showed this is the case because beards made men seem more physically and socially dominant. However, they were not seen as a sign of cleanliness. And so those women
Neither is being manly.
That's true.
That's the thing.
Men are not clean.
No. We're not supposed to look clean. Now, I'm clean as fuck, but I don't look like it. I look dirty and stinky. That's what a man looks like.
So those women who did not like hairy faces may have been turned off by the fear they may contain fleas or lice.
Fleas or lice in a beard?
Fleas,
you know how
bro.
much your beard would fucking itch if you had fleas or lice? And, Paul, what do you keep
Pubic
doing?
lice?
Those same women who preferred a shaven face were found to be the most afraid of parasites such as pests like ticks or pubic lice. The study was conducted of almost 1,000 American women who were quizzed about their attitudes towards facial hair in their partners. Researchers at the University of Queensland in Australia showed 919 women who were between the ages of 18 and 70, 30 images of different men. The men's faces had been photographed with a full beard, without a beard, and after being photoshopped to appear either more masculine or more feminine. The features which most clearly indicated a masculine face were a protruding brow ridge, a thick jawline, deeply set but narrow eyes, and widened cheekbones. When the participants were shown the images, they had to rate their attractiveness for both a long-term relationship and a short-term relationship on a scale from 0 to 100. In the results, it seems that the hairier the face, the more attractive the photo was rated.
That's right.
Men with a more masculine, bearded face were rated the most attractive by women for both relationship lengths.
Damn.
In almost all scenarios, the more facially masculine photos were rated as more attractive than the feminized photos.
That's right.
The research team, led by PhD student Tessa Clarkson, recommended several reasons why this could be. Firstly, masculine faces signal a physically stronger and more socially dominant male. Secondly, facial hair emphasizes masculine traits like a large jaw, while also hiding unattractive parts of the face.
I mean, you guys have heard me talk about that endlessly. How this beard is basically just a skirt
Look,
for my face to hide what's underneath it. You know
We've
what I
seen
mean?
white gill Paul, and
Yeah.
we've seen bearded Paul, and obviously Paul's making the wise decision here. He's going with the full fucking beard.
I mean, when I shave my beard, I get called lesbian TJ.
Oh,
so-
yeah, dude, you need to keep a beard.
Do you have any idea how many pairs of panties have been ruined by this beard alone, TJ?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've got the numbers for you.
Oh, you've got them?
Yes.
Wow.
10 million pairs of
TJ,
panties.
look at that story, TJ. Look at the what's hot. Outrageous first transgender kid's doll.
They
with
have a
pink-
doll that's a girl
doll
with a dick?
Doll with a dick.
A dick
doll
girl
with a dick.
What?
TJ, go click on that story,
All right.
TJ.
We got to see.
We gotta see doll with a dick, dude.
Outrage is first transgender kid's doll with penis and dress spotted in toy shop.
Yes.
Doll with
Warning,
the dick.
graphic content. The small doll has divided Russians after it was spotted in
Why does doll
Planeta
have penis?
Igrushek, Planet of Toys shop in Siberian city of Novosibirsk. A transgender children's doll, believed to be the world's first, has gone on sale in Russia, of all fucking places. The doll, pictured with a penis and wearing a dress, sparked debate after being spotted in a Siberian toy shop. Pictures of the doll at the Planeta Igrushek. Planeta Igrushek.
In the city of go ahead, TJ.
Shop in the city of Novosibirsk went viral after being posted online. The images show the doll with long blonde hair and apparently female face. It is shown wearing a red dress and what appears to be male genitalia underneath.
They gave it a dick.
Baby doll with a dick.
Oh, boy.
So anatomically correct dolls are weird to start with.
Yeah, I mean, like, dolls are all flat down there.
Doll's
typically.
got a nutsack, dude.
Like, fucking Barbie doesn't have a big pair of pussy flaps. you
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean?
And also, this doll, just on its own, putting aside the penis or the trans issue stuff, this doll is just creepy.
It is pretty creepy.
I mean, its head is gigantic in comparison to its fucking body.
Why did someone think to look at the see if the doll had a dick though?
Yeah, it's like someone's like, this doll looks weird to me.
Does
Let's see if
doll
it's
have
got a
dick?"
dick.
The answer is yes. The doll does have a dick.
Photos of the progressive Russian doll have sparked mixed reactions in the socially conservative country where LGBTQIA rights are heavily restricted. Many took to social media to express their feelings about the doll. One user, Revazarnisk, said, "Is it okay to produce toys like that for children?" Another, Gerard, suggested, "All they have to do is buy a medical toolkit and the kid can learn how to amputate."
Oh, that's a good point.
But others took a more hardline approach. Lord X wrote, "I think it is really terrible what is going on in this child's parents' head. Have you considered that it could simply be a manufacturing defect or they accidentally put a female head on
Why are
a-
they putting cocks and pussies on kids' dolls, though? That's the whole thing.
And Tverdayora Zalaklabuga added, "I believe this is a liberal attempt to change the society."
You damn right it is.
While Barabanyech123 commented, "All you have to do is cut the doll's hair and change it into a pair of
Yeah,
pants."
there you go.
I mean,
Some
they gotta-
assembly required to make this doll conform to your conservative values or whatever.
Dude.
The doll is the first of its kind, spotted in Russia, and thought to be among the first child transgender dolls in the world. In 2018, a transgender doll divided. Well, how is it? If it's, you can't say it's the first when you know
They
of
said
a
it's
story.
among the first.
Among the first. Okay. So I guess in September 2019, Mattel announced the debut of the first ever gender-neutral Barbie doll. As far as I'm concerned, they've always been gender-neutral because
Yeah.
they've never had genitalia.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for a doll to have
Let me
genitals.
tell you, I've pulled down a lot of Barbie dolls' pants in my day, and I ain't never seen genitals, not once.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
I've
don't get it,
never
man.
once gotten a glimpse of Barbie's pussy flaps. So seems like this whole issue could be avoided if we just kept
What about
doing
Ken's
that.
balls though?
Yeah, never seen
You
Ken.
ever seen Ken's balls?
Bulbous.
Wouldn't that be crazy? You like pull down a Ken doll's pants and there's a big swinging fucking cock. You know, like goddamn.
I'd love it.
I see why Barbie's with Ken.
You know what? I was against this at the beginning, and now I'm for it. Dicks for dolls. Hashtag dicks for dolls.
I think we just need to just put dicks on all of them. Barbie's got a big swinging dick.
I think
Ken
stuffed
doll's got a big
animals,
swinging
too.
dick.
Dude, imagine like
Teddy bears should have big old bear balls
you know,
and
imagine
cocks.
all the toys you grew up with, like the Ninja Turtles, like they got the fucking
Yeah.
big old turtle dick.
Big
hanging
old
out
you
there.
take
green
the shell off,
dick
and there's some
coming
dick
out.
and balls
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah.
Pull Shredder's big fucking spiky cod piece off, and his big dick comes flopping out.
Well, I got
Why
some.
not?
I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is for us. The good news is the pleb section is over. We can stop phoning it in.
Thank goodness.
The bad news, if you're a pleb, is that you don't get to watch any more of what we do today.
It's over with.
Sucks to be you.
The show's over for you. How can you change?
You know
your
what my
horrible
favorite
fate?
thing is about this new
Become a
like
patron.
war that we've caused between the plebs and the non-plebs?
What's that?
There's always like at least one or two salty plebs on the public video going like, I really hate all this shame the people that don't pay, and it's just like cry me a fucking
Hold on,
river, bitch.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
We need some fucking sad violin music.
I'm already. That's what I was doing. I'm pulling it up.
You know what though? You have to give this
Hold
show
on.
one thing.
Let's understand the plight of the pleb. Plight of the plebs. Plight of the pleb.
The flight of the plebs.
It's like they make something that it costs them money to make, and they want me to pay for it. But all I want to do is just consume everything for free. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pirate this show. You know what you're doing, DFF? You're pushing people like me to pirate the show. Is that what you want?
Oh, you poor little fucker, man.
Come here. Let's hug him.
Oh, God, why?
Now, you know
All
what?
right, so here's what you stupid fucking plebs are missing.
No, I want to say something first.
Yeah, go
man.
ahead.
Look, a lot of shows, a lot of people on the internet, they hide their greed. They hide their avarice. They hide the fact that they're assholes.
Not
We
us.
wear it on our sleeve.
We wear it on our sleeves.
We let you know.
So you know what? You might be able to criticize us and be like, these some greedy fucks, but at least we admit it.
And we're honest,
At least we're honest. We don't bullshit you like
That's
every
better
other
than a lot
fucking
of other
YouTube
people.
channel. So here's what you're going to miss. You're going to miss a couple trailers. We're going to look at the trailer for some movie called Bloodshot.
Ooh, that sounds like a good movie.
We're going to look at the trailer for Morbius. We're going to look at the trailer, the second trailer for the Birds of Prey movie.
Oh.
We're going to look at some Rick Wiles. We're going to look at some crazy stories such as, HOA in Arizona forcing teen who lost both parents out of 55-plus community. We're going to look at some Iran shit. We're going to look at some crazy stuff with some jets. We're going to do a George Zimmerman update. I think I said Zimmerman. I meant Zimmerman.
Zimmerman. He's
George Zimmerman. We're going to do the world's best tornado. Some sword battles over a divorce.
Neat.
We're gonna look at some tourism fails and some automation stuff that's going on, and that's all that we're gonna do. All that
kinds
and
of
more
shit.
on the next part of the show. So
Become a patron.
you don't get to see it because you're a pleb little bitch. But
You
if
do
you want
if you cough up at least $5.
if you want to stop being a little bitch,
Cough
join our-
up $5.
Yeah, just join our Patreon.
And if you're a patron, you can go. But if you're not a patron, you can't see.
And the pleb section ends now. Hello, patrons. And we're going to start looking at some of these trailers. I think that's always a great way to begin this part of the
First
show.
of all, obviously, we got to say patrons are amazing people, terrific people,
Oh, yeah.
tremendous people.
It's good to be
wonderful
amongst the people that
beautiful
matter
people.
now.
It goes without saying,
I feel like-
finally we're doing it for a real audience.
I
you
feel
know?
like the weight of the world has been lifted off my shoulders.
So
once
this,
again.
you guys know about this movie, Bloodshot?
No.
I think we took a look at this. This is the, I think this is the Vin Diesel one.
Oh, no. Oh,
I think we
no.
watched something about this. I don't think we've seen this trailer, though. Maybe we have.
Is this the one where it's like he's the super soldier?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
But
we-
this is trailer number 2, and it looks like it just came out this week, so I'm thinking we haven't seen this one yet. If
Well,
we
let's take a
have,
look.
then so be it, I guess.
Okay.
Let's take a quick gander and see what the fuck this is all about. Where's the volume?
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Vin Diesel is an ultra badass.
Why is there no?
There,
I mean, the volume's on
the volume
here.
is on. Do you want to try reloading that and play a different trailer?
Let me see if this other trailer plays. Yeah,
It
that's
does.
playing.
Okay, so that's working.
I just
So
reload this
Let me
page.
refresh this page.
See if that fixes the issue. No.
Is there just no sound on this video?
Maybe it's just... Yeah, maybe this trailer is trying something new, and it's just going with the silent trailer.
The silent trailer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let me see if I can find another source of this trailer, because I really want to watch this terrible Vin Diesel shit.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go take a leak.
Take
a leak.
Sorry, patrons. Getting off to a rocky start here.
God damn it, TJ. The patrons deserve better than this shit.
Oh, you know what? I think this has been muted. That's the problem. The window's muted. I'm the retard.
What the fuck, TJ?
I'm the retard. Sorry about that.
The retard is me.
Paul's crazy if he thinks he's getting out of this. I'm waiting for Paul.
Nice try, Paul.
Nice fucking try, Paul. You're going to watch the goddamn Vin Diesel trailer,
Dude,
and
Paul-
you're going to love the damn Vin Diesel
Paul
trailer.
knew, dude. Paul knew.
I was like, oh, Vin Diesel trailer, huh? I got to go take a mysterious piss all of a sudden.
Look, let's be honest, TJ. Have you ever seen Paul even take a piss, man?
No.
I think Paul's like a fucking demon, dude. He's like Kim Jong Un. He's like that fucking that Kim Jong Un family.
He just makes excuses to go, quote unquote, take a piss whenever all of a sudden he's got to be.
I've never seen Paul take a piss or shit in my life, man. How can I verify he's ever actually done those things?
Yeah, I've never seen piss come out of Paul's dick
and
one
TJ,
time.
look, you've come in the bathroom because I'm notoriously I don't like to flush, dude.
Yeah.
You've seen my shit plenty of times.
So yeah, I think Paul's totally full of shit. I mean, well, actually, he's empty of shit. He's empty of shit. He's empty of piss. I don't think he even uses the bathroom. He's like a Kim Jong Un kind of person.
Yeah,
I did drop a big old deuce in your bathroom today before the show started.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, did you?
Did, Paul.
Yeah, of course.
I did.
I've seen no evidence of that.
Yep. Never
It
seen
was
any
a
evidence.
big one, too. I didn't think it was going to go down.
All right, Paul, next time,
Damn.
show us proof you did it.
It was like a fucking toilet choker.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I want to see you Instagram that shit next time.
Okay, I will.
Yep.
All right, so Paul, we're gonna start this trailer. You thought you were gonna go escape some of this trailer
I
by
did.
going quote unquote take
nice
a piss.
try, Paul.
Well,
I
no,
did.
you don't.
Damn.
And initiate sequence.
Yeah, initiate that fucking sequence.
Gina, I'm home.
I'm done with the wars.
Is he kind of becoming the new Stallone?
He needs a beer. A beard.
Beard.
He needs a beard.
Oh, dude.
Let me guess, she dies.
Yeah, she's toast, dude. Come on.
this, but you got yourself killed. At RST, we rebuild the most important assets in the U.S. military. Soldiers like yourself. You're the first who we've successfully managed to bring back. But improved, enhanced.
So it's this movie for the 5,000th time,
So
basically.
he's a mega soldier.
He's a super soldier.
He's an ultra soldier.
You're a super soldier. Not, like we've never seen that in RoboCop or Universal Soldier
it's like
or a
Universal
million
Soldier.
other
Yeah.
fucking movies with this
It's
exact same premise.
It's such a tired premise.
In your veins, you have an army inside you that will not only make you stronger, it will heal you instantly.
They really love this nanotech shit in movies now.
Do you remember anything?
I remember that I need to take revenge.
Where are you going?
I got unfinished
Dude,
business.
how much you guys want to bet that evil Megacorp killed his wife?
I'm
on.
sure they did.
I mean, come on. This
Just
is-
looking at the guy that they cast as
Guy
the
Pearce.
main guy, Guy Pearce. Yeah, he's definitely the villain of this movie for sure.
Yeah. Oh, he set up the whole thing. Yeah, it's all been.
Yeah.
You killed my wife, you son of a bitch.
I got unfinished business.
And then, of course, when they go do battle, it'll be like, I have the nanobots too. Who will win?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start making a list of lines that I think should just be banned from movies.
What is that?
Just like movie lines that I'm just tired of hearing anybody say ever. Like,
I got unfinished business.
Yeah, they definitely need a little creativity in the.
I don't ever want to hear the words unfinished business in a movie ever again.
Find the man who murdered my wife and kill him.
I'm tired of the my wife is dead subplot. That's got to go. No more of that. I don't care that your wife is dead. It's not a good motive. It's been done 12,000 billion times.
They took the only thing I love.
Oh, that's not good. All right, shut him down. And initiate sequence.
In fairness to them, that whole face thing was
That was cool.
That's okay.
I kind of dig it.
I just wish his face would stay like that for the rest of the movie.
That would be cool.
Make him like the T-800.
Okay, who is the next target for elimination? Tell me, do you remember anything?
Do I know you guys?
I don't think so.
Based on the best-selling comic book.
Which I'm sure it's way better.
What you think is real sometimes ain't. And initiate sequence.
So there's some virtual reality shit going on, too. I kind of like the guy with the robot arms.
I don't really care.
You can't control me forever.
Sure about that?
It's just been done too many times.
Revenge is what makes a man
Dr.
like you
Octopus.
Yeah.
exceptional. You know nothing about men like me.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Vin Diesel going for that 2020 Oscar.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You know, Vin Diesel, he's kind of notorious for thinking his movies are of a higher caliber than they are. Like, he was legitimately upset that, like, some of the Fast and Furious movies didn't get Oscar buzz around them and shit.
Yeah, we're not well received besides the monetary success.
Showing that not only is he a bad actor, but he's also really dumb.
Yes.
He's really good in Riddick, though. The Riddick movies he's good in.
Well, yeah, because they found a way to use him and not fucking take him outside of his fucking wheelhouse and not give him like normal human being lines and shit.
Yeah. We shouldn't diss him though, because maybe we can get him to be on our D&D channel. I heard he likes to play D&D.
It's a repeat.
I don't want to play D&D with Vin Diesel.
I do.
Let's not.
All right, so I kind of want to see that movie. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it looks about
good for you.
It looks like it has about every cliche in the world in it, but I don't know. I kind of like some of that stuff.
Well,
So
I mean, hey, you like what you like.
I don't think I'd actually go pay to see it at a theater, but I might fucking check it out on VOD one of these days.
Not I.
But Paul's just done with it because Paul's too intellectual to enjoy such a
I'm
film.
too highbrow.
Paul's too highbrow and important to watch a terrible Vin Diesel movie. So here's a new comic book movie, which I know Paul is loving those.
The last one was too.
Yep. This one is
Well, it's a Marvel one,
This is a Marvel movie. I think is it a Marvel release or is this a Sony release? Because
I believe this is Marvel.
Sony owns some of this shit too. This is a Spider-Man villain, Morbius. The only thing I remember about this character is he was in a few episodes of the fucking Spider-Man cartoon I used to watch.
Is he a vampire?
Yeah, he's a vampire, but he like
right.
he doesn't like have fangs, I think, or maybe he does, but his suckers are on his hands for some reason or another. If I'm remembering correctly, and it stars Jared Leto, so I'm already dismissed it, but because I just hate Jared Leto.
Oh,
That's
man.
not a good sign.
He's quickly becoming my new Ray Liotta, but we'll see.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child.
I already hate this.
Oh, no.
I already
fuck?
hate this, dude.
Oh, my God. I've known you since you were a child.
I already fucking hate this movie.
Could that be another line you've just added to the Euro collection?
Yeah.
I've known you since you were a kid.
Any character that gives you exposition about your own backstory in this dramatic, overwrought voice, done. Done with that. No more. Thanks.
You have a gift.
You have a gift, Megan.
You always have. If there's an
Unfortunately, it's not an acting gift.
answer to the disease, you'll find it.
So he's
Okay,
in
Sony
association
All right.
with Marvel. Gotcha.
Died years ago.
So this is Sony.
Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time.
So everything so far has been exposition.
I'm about to die unless I find some crazy
I'm gonna
cure.
merge myself with this bat.
You're up to something. What is it?
Turning myself into a vampire.
I don't want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
That sound I'm done with as well.
The burn.
You can thank Inception for
Oh,
that
God.
shit.
Well,
Yeah, I
it
know.
worked in Inception, but it hasn't worked since. I have become
Batman did it. Batman did it.
I have become one with the bats.
At what cost?
becomes an evil vampire. Oh, Venom.
What's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever.
This has a very, like, 90s superhero movie feel to it for me. It feels like we've gone back to, like, before they even knew how to do this right.
So you feel like we've actually regressed at this point.
Yeah, I feel like this feels like a fucking 90s movie or
I don't
some
know,
shit.
it just feels all too familiar to me.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
it's the shitty origin story
It
movie.
feels, I mean, it doesn't even feel like a contemporary one of these. It feels like they're using the cinematic conventions they would have used in, like, 1998 or something. It feels like it's, like only drawing, like, it's like Blade or something. I don't
Should
know.
we have Blade come and kill him?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The
Stole the
ability to use
X-Men
echolocation.
Nightcrawler effect there.
And an overpowering urge to consume blood.
Blood. I want your blood.
How far are we allowed to go?
How many of these movies are we allowed to make?
As long as they make money, there is no limit.
Until the remedy.
Have they shown you anything about this character that would make you want to spend a movie with him?
No.
He seems about as bland as tapioca. I don't know.
Is worse than the disease.
Looks like a paper-thin character. Oh, God.
Okay.
No. Done.
Flush it. Flush it.
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing. What's up, Doc?
Oh, shit. But look who's in it, though.
Oh, no.
Look who's in it, though.
Michael Keaton, see your way out of here. Get out of here, Batman.
Get
Get out of here, Batman.
I don't know. He's probably reprising his Vulture role there.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
That looks really bad.
But it's also, I mean, come on, it's also not him, the fact he played Batman.
Sure. I don't know. It sucks. That one I do not want to see on any level.
Where were the POCs in this movie, by the way?
He was trying to save a black
It's
kid.
an all-white cast.
Oh, no, there's a black cop.
Is there a black cop?
Yep, look right
Yeah,
there.
see?
Oh, okay,
Black
there's a
cop
black
right
cop.
there. We're
All
fine.
Missing an arm, too, dude.
Just making sure.
Yeah, he's a black disabled cop, so.
Just making sure we're hitting our quotas.
Sorry, differently abled, rather.
Yeah, come on.
All right, and here's the other comic book movie we have to look forward to.
Yet another comic book movie.
my
The
God.
comic book collection continues.
I don't know
Bloodshot,
how I'm sick of these. I don't know.
Morbius, and then Birds of Prey trailer number 2.
I kind of want to see Bloodshot or whatever the fuck it is, but I don't want to see Morbius at all.
Let's
so.
see. How do you feel about Birds of Prey? Let's find out.
I did not like the first trailer for this movie.
Maybe
the
the
second trailer is going to have
Look,
something for me.
I've
I don't
seen
know.
one trailer and then been like, then I've seen trailer number 2, and I've been, maybe I want to see it.
Maybe, yeah, no, who knows? Ding, ding.
Can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I'm here to...
Done.
Yep, don't
Don't
want to
wanna
see
see
it.
it.
Yeah,
Don't want it.
8 seconds, new
Don't
record.
want it. Don't want it. Nope.
Nah,
Sorry.
Keep
Should-
TJ Soldier on.
People get mad when I jump to these kind of conclusions, but honestly, like, I've just been around long enough and I've watched enough of these kind of movies that I can just tell from like
the tone
like
of
a
the movie
brief
is
little
wrong
scene.
with
I'm
you.
just like, I know everything that's gonna fucking be, this is gonna be about. I don't want it.
You'll get it when you're a boomer.
Yeah, when you start getting in your like mid 30s, late early 40s, that kind of shit, it's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be sitting down in the theater. You're gonna see like 2 seconds of a trailer or something. You're gonna be like, eh.
When you graduate from being an empty-headed young person with no ability to discern bullshit and, become an actual full-fledged adult, you'll have this power
You know
too.
what, guys? I
Yes.
feel like you need to give this movie a full chance, though.
All right,
to report a terrible
it could win me
crime.
back. We'll see.
And what terrible
I don't think
crime
so.
is that?
This one.
Oh!
Shit, I told this all wrong. Quick history lesson.
Oh my God!
No,
Don't do this.
No. Why?
Okay, I know Thor Ragnarok did it and it worked for that movie, but that doesn't mean it works for every fucking movie.
We have to go back.
How come every time something works, it's just gotta be running to the fucking
Dude,
ground?
because Suicide Squad, the only thing that worked, everyone agreed, was Harley Quinn, right?
Yes.
And so it's just them taking that, like, let's take the one, and they're just going to rehash it. They're just going to take some empty fucking goddamn play-by-the-numbers script, put her in it.
Bet you're wondering how I got into this
Yep.
jam.
No. I wasn't, actually.
Ugh.
Just so
This all
unoriginal.
started when the Joker and I broke up. It was completely mutual. And soon enough, I was back on my feet, ready to embrace the fierce goddess within. It's so quiet. Now that I cut ties with Mr. J, I'm about to learn that a lot of people want me dead. All alone. And at the top of that list is this guy. And so peaceful.
Okay, I was gonna like it for a second because it looked like Harley Quinn was just gonna sit around and get fat.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And then they could have Rebel Wilson step into the role.
Yeah, she mid movie replacement, you know.
I'm large and
6
in
months
charge.
later,
Yeah.
and this Rebel Wilson just
What's going on, Mr. J?
they just do that transition with the cheese whiz, you know.
Want to eclair, Mr. J?
I wasn't the only dame in Gotham looking for emancipation. You fall in love. He's after all of us. We can't just rob him. You betrayed him. You killed his BFF.
What?
You are so cool. You never. And you're dumb enough to be building a case against him. So, unless we all want to die very unpleasant deaths, we're gonna have to work together.
Sure.
Man, this looks wacky as fuck. I can't
Oh
wait
my
to
god,
see this.
the
Wacky.
zany antics.
Wacky and zany antics. Yeah.
Oh my god, they're so zany, so wacky.
They're so over the top. Oh, look, they did this. Now they're gonna drop a one-liner after they do it. Oh, wow, I've never seen this before.
So you know what? I'd realize. You know what? It's like the problem with Suicide Squad. I was watching Suicide Squad, and I was like, this movie's horrible, and the writing's terrible, and everything about it's awful and bad. But if only they had vaginas, it'd be good.
I mean, look at this on the nose shit. She's got a shirt on that says Harley Quinn on it.
They didn't learn anything from tattooing damaged and shit on the Joker's head. It's just like, let's be as blatant as possible.
It's just all in your
fuck
face.
subtlety, fuck subtlety.
No, they clearly don't want subtlety in these movies.
Instead of letting the audience draw the conclusion that a character is cool,
Spoon-feed the
we'll
audience.
just have Harley Quinn look directly at the character and say, "You are cool. I, as Harley Quinn, endorse you
Dude,
as a character."
Just shove a fucking feeding tube down the throats of the audience and just force feed them the plot of this movie.
This is a girl power movie. You like it? I like it.
It's empowering.
I am empowered.
What's the fuck?
Psychologically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah.
Are we ready?
You blow up fuse, devil cuts loose. So what's the use?
Turn it up!
Sky kicks in, devil cuts loose. Blow your fuse. When you fall in love.
Ewan McGregor, what are you doing?
Come on, dude.
What are you doing in this fucking movie?
And the fantabulous emancipation of one oh, no, man. And honestly, the studio had no faith in making a Harley Quinn movie. That's why they add all these other fucking tertiary characters who are going to be underdeveloped and paper thin besides their little one introduction scene. And they're just like,
Here's my one character trait. What's your one character trait?
I'm tough and strong. It's like, oh my god.
I'm precocious but powerful. I'm quiet but deadly.
Silent but deadly, dude.
Dead, yeah. like a fart in the wind, yeah.
Fuck me.
Dead on arrival, stupid fucking
I guess I shouldn't
movie.
make a fart noise if it's silent but deadly. It should be more like,
Just when are people gonna have like the fucking wherewithal to have a mass revolt against this type of fucking content?
No, they just
there's a
keep,
little more.
They continue to slop it up.
Oh shit, is that a hyena in a bathtub?
I named him Bruce after that hunky Wayne guy.
all right. So there's a hyena in it, by the way.
Available in IMAX.
Yep.
Hey, February 2020, TJ.
Yeah. Now I can see it for my birthday.
Yeah, just in time for your fucking birthday.
Awesome. Love it.
Happy birthday, TJ. TJ, it's your birthday.
HOA in Arizona's Homeowners Association in Arizona forcing teen who lost both parents out of 55-plus community.
That'll teach them.
Prescott, Arizona. An Arizona teenager who lived with his grandparents is being forced by the HOA to leave the 55-plus community. The family of Colin Clabaugh, 15, tells ABC 15 their grandson came to live with them after both of his parents died 2 weeks apart. It's amazing how one rule is more important than one person's life, said Melody Passmore, grandmother of Clabaugh. Passmore said she received an HOA letter from her community in Prescott that gives them a deadline of June to find other accommodations for Clabaugh. We didn't plan this. We didn't go out one day and say, hey, let's have Clay kill himself and let's have Bonnie die and then take Colin in, said Passmore. And to heck with the HOA, it's not the way it was planned. Clabaugh said his transition to Prescott from California has helped him in his grieving, and he said no one is showing compassion. It just seems so heartless that even though we've explained our whole situation, it has to be the rule that dictates everything. It can't be someone's life.
We are so sorry you lost your parents, but you are not 55. You must leave. It's like, what is this fucking rule? You know what's fucked up, dudes? These HOAs are basically just dictatorships. Like, they just get away with whatever they want.
Oh, yeah. I've lived under an HOA before. They get to kind of tell you what you can do with your property. It's wonderful.
Everything. They can tell you what you can build, what you can display, the age of the people living there. Because, like, well, the thing is, when you sign a contract and then you move there, is that no one under 55 will live here. It's a bunch of fucking busybodies. I mean, like, even if this rule does exist, the HOA is choosing to enforce the rules.
Comfortable.
They're
I like
pieces of fucking human
I always want
garbage.
when I move into a neighborhood or something, I'm like, man, I hope that there's like some sort of dystopian fucking nightmare power trip shit going on. That's what I like.
You know what? Let's try and think about this, though, from the perspective of the oldies that live in this community, though.
Oh, some young person, I'm scared.
They moved to this community so they didn't have to deal with this millennial burning out and doing donuts down the streets
These
and
whippersnappers.
playing his loud hippity hop and sagging his pants. You know what I mean? What about their rights?
Oh!
In a letter to the Passmores from the lawyers of the Gardens at Willow Creek HOA, they said, the board must balance the interest of all parties involved, not just the Passmores.
I'm scared of young people.
Yeah, I can understand if they wanted to bring in like 20 kids to live there, like, we want to open a new youth center in the HOA, and they're going, wait a minute, it's one fucking kid.
I think they could make an exception for such a blatantly tragic case as this. It's not like they're just like, we want our grandson to live with us. I mean, like, they should have the right to be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
What if he is a
exist.
loud, rambunctious, destructive little prick, though? Who's, like, egging their houses and
well, then they have a good case.
Throwing house parties on. I don't know.
Well, if he is, then maybe that's a different story.
See what I mean? It's the angle on this story that we're not meant to think about.
Mm-hmm.
We're just supposed to see all these evil old people. What about it? Like, yeah, what if this kid is a total fucking jerk?
Well,
what if he's like Justin Bieber living over there?
Well, what if he's not?
Well, I mean, that's a possibility too, I guess.
Paul's like, you know what?
I side with the
He's
olds.
probably a piece of shit.
I know which team I'm on.
You know why?
Paul's like, you know what? I ain't getting no younger.
Look, they sent the article, Clay, his dad killed himself. Maybe we know why now.
I took that boomer shit to heart, man. All the young people kept telling me I was a boomer,
know what?
and now I know. Now I'm on their team.
Paul? You took a BuzzFeed quiz and it said you were 11. So I don't
That's
buy
true.
it. I don't buy it, Paul. That BuzzFeed quiz was not wrong.
Iran plane downing, person who filmed video arrested. So you guys might remember this video here. Let's see if it'll play it without playing an ad first. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Here's the video itself right here.
Okay.
Footage may show the strike on the Ukrainian passenger plane. Blah, 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 blah. You see it there. I'm trying to make it full screen for a second here.
Ooh.
The light can be seen moving off to the left. About 10 seconds later. An explosion can be heard. So
yeah.
So this is the video that convinced. This is basically the video that convinced people that this was not, some engine failure bullshit.
Well, no, obviously, even the Iranian government has admitted at this point they shot down.
Right, but now they're arresting the guy who took that video footage, basically, because it's like, you fucking showed that we were lying sacks of shit. Fuck you. You're going to Iranian jail.
I feel bad for that dude.
Iran says it has arrested the person who filmed the footage showing a Ukrainian passenger plane being shot down by a missile. It is believed the person being detained will face charges related to national security.
Oh.
Flight PS-752 was brought down after it took off from Tehran on Wednesday last week, killing all 176 people on board. Iran has said it was shot down by accident, which they never would have probably announced if this video like
How
this
does that
one didn't
happen?
exist.
How does it accidentally? Like, did somebody accidentally trip and fall face first into the
No,
launch missile button?
they thought like, oh shit, the U.S. is attacking us. We got to shoot their plane
Yeah,
down.
they're hoping it was like a drone or a plane or something, so they could have like a big victory. Like, yeah, we took out a U.S. plane.
This will not be a regular and usual case. The world will be watching this court, blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Rouhani also stressed, that this was a tragic event, should not be blamed on one individual, except the guy that filmed it.
Yeah, well, but that guy
He's the one
is
that
a
should
dick
definitely-
because he fucking, he
Not the
showed what they did.
Not the people that shot down a passenger plane filled with civilians. No, don't hold them responsible. Hold the goddamn guy who filmed it responsible.
So basically, yeah, he's being arrested. It's crazy that you would arrest someone just for reporting on fucking facts that people deserve to know.
Not in a
We'd
country
never
like
do.
Iran.
We'd never do that in the U.S. though. You know?
Oh yeah, never.
No, we've never done like. I mean, like it's not like we would have anyone like we would never fucking put someone in jail just because they told people the truth about what the government's
Or have
up to,
people
right?
arrested overseas for the same crime.
We wouldn't Chelsea Manning anyone.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly wouldn't fucking Julian Assange anybody.
We wouldn't force anyone to live in an embassy for years.
We would never
Snowden
we would
nobody.
never Edward Snowden anybody. Like
No.
that's not what we do here. Here in America, we respect whistleblowers and truth tellers.
Yep.
I always love
Unlike in
people-
Iran, with those primitives.
I always love the people that criticize Snowden for going to Russia. It's like, well, look, everyone that stayed in the U.S. or stayed to face justice has been royally fucked in the ass.
They've been rotting in jail.
Yeah, they're rotting in a fucking jail cell as we speak. I mean, come on. Like, they don't allow whistleblowing in this country. You know what's fucked up? Is that you can't even make a defense. Like Snowden, they said, like, if I have a fair trial, but they say you cannot talk about the national interest of the country releasing this information. You can't even bring that into the trial. It's basically just like, you're an asshole that released all this information and put lives in jeopardy. That's the case they want to make. And you can't even present anything to the contrary of that.
Well, he's guilty of that.
Yeah,
he's guilty.
He's evil.
Plane reportedly dumps jet fuel over elementary school. Students report skin
What
issues.
the fuck, dude?
Fucking sweet.
Los Angeles, firefighters rushed to an elementary
'em out
school
early.
just east of LAX where students reported skin irritation after an apparent fuel dump from a plane on approach to the airport, according to KNBC.
Oh, got too much fuel. Just go ahead and dump it over that school.
Roughly 20 students at Park Avenue Elementary School complained of skin irritation after the fuel dump, according to the Los Angeles County Fire Department.
They dumped jet fuel on a school.
What the fuck, dude?
Shortly
Oh
after
my
takeoff,
God.
Flight 89 from LAX to Shanghai experienced engine issues requiring the aircraft to return to LAX. The aircraft landed safely after an emergency fuel release to reduce landing weight. So they had to release the fuel to lower the weight of the plane so that they could land safely, I guess.
Well, that's still a huge fuck up on their part. If it was too heavy to begin with when they took off, that's their fault. And Delta should be fucking have to pay these people a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, how about a baggage dump? Dump
Yeah.
the baggage out of that motherfucker.
Or just dump the passengers.
Yeah, dump the passengers.
Passenger dump. Give the kids some bodies to play with. Not a whole lot of details on this story. We have here some tweets from the LA County Fire Department. Updates: 70 firefighters and paramedics on scene and committed to providing care for those injured FFS workers to confirm,
Firefighters working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to confirm substance dropped by aircraft, although initial reports stated smell of jet fuel in area. 17 children and 6 adults, 23 patients in total, all complaining of minor injuries being triaged by L.A. County Fire Department, basically, paramedics and firefighters.
Just can't catch a break being around LA, can you? You're just walking around, fucking jet fuel.
Jet fuel just rams down. Oh, God, ow!
Fuck!
Dude, at what point do we just, like does a reasonable person just not fly anymore? With all this shit that's come out about the 747 or 737 MAX shit, and now this, planes having to dump fuel on schools and shit. Like, at what point does it become smart
Iran
to just
shooting them down,
You know what I mean? Just take to the just ride the bus.
The crazy thing is that I'm sure even if you factored all of this stuff in, it's still the safest form of travel. It's kind of fucked up, even with that. I mean, the 737 MAX thing really, more than anything, wasn't really a failure of the ability to build solid airplanes that can fly. It's the fact that there's no oversight and regulation. So, I mean, I guess I still agree with you, your point. I mean, if we increasingly just don't regulate any of these things and allow companies to do whatever the fuck they want, then yeah, at a certain point, you're right. Why should we fucking trust anyone? To fly
Whatever,
on a
you
plane?
just a tax and spend liberal. wanting to regulate these poor companies into fucking bankruptcy.
Just into the poorhouse.
When I go to Europe, I'm gonna book passage on the Queen Mary, dude. I'm taking this. It will after this keeps going.
I guess you're right. At a certain point, it could be like, I'm taking a boat.
Lil Boozy attacks George Zimmerman outside of Miami Walmart.
Oh, shit.
I don't know who the fuck Lil Boozy is.
He's actually a New Orleans area rapper.
Oh, cool. Lil Boozy apparently got into a very violent fight with George Zimmerman. Lil Boozy was in prison during the entire Trayvon Martin case, but was informed about the trial by his manager, who believed George Zimmerman got away with murdering a young innocent child, as he put it. This morning, after seeing each other at Walmart in Miami, Lil Boozy allegedly knocked Zimmerman out cold and was rushed to a hospital after he began suffering a seizure. Oh,
so he punched Zimmerman so hard he had a seizure.
Lil Boozy from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was visiting Miami for a quick interview with a local radio station. According to witnesses, Boozy spotted Zimmerman and said, "Hey, are you that fat ass, I'm not doing it.
We ain't saying it.
Who killed Trayvon, right?" Boozy violently approached Zimmerman. Zimmerman appeared to be reaching for his gun, according to witnesses.
He didn't learn his lesson on that shit?
Although Zimmerman is being hospitalized, Boozy suffered injuries as well, including a busted lip and nose. Boozy is currently in custody and will appear before a judge on assault charges next week.
This actually would have been a case for him using a gun. He probably would have actually been acquitted.
Is this a real story? Because it seems like this website seems kind of like...
Yeah, this seems like it's fake.
I don't know.
Go to the bottom.
See if we can...
Just scroll all the way to the bottom.
I'm trying. It looks like it's...
I'm going to see if I can corroborate
it. Doesn't want to do it. Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Does it say anything about it being... About Hustlers? Go to there.
Where? Oh.
Okay.
A combination of satirical and fictional content.
Real.
So a lot of other places are covering this.
Oh, really?
And saying that he didn't beat up George Zimmerman.
Okay, it's a combination of satirical and fictional content. Yep.
Boozy's denying that he ever punched George Zimmerman.
So this story is bullshit.
Damn.
Bullshit story.
You always have to go to these about sections or go to the bottom because a lot of these fake stories tend to do that. So
they need to put a fucking thing up at the top. What you're about to read is total fake bullshit.
Well, they wouldn't get nearly as many clicks if they did that. They need to hide it.
I mean, when I saw blog fiction, I was kind of like, it's probably fake. And yeah, this confirms that this is, in fact, not what actually happened.
It's bullshit. It's goddamn lying-ass bullshit. A British company will sell knives with square tips after a sharp rise in knife crime.
Can you still just cut someone with a knife, though?
Yeah, you can still slash at them with this.
Finally, knife control.
And can you just file this down anyways?
Finally, knife control.
I mean, look, they sharpen, they make shanks in prison. I don't think this is going to stop anything.
You're wrong, Scotty.
Oh, okay.
Also, I mean, this is just one company doing this, so this isn't like a law that says knives have to be square now.
I mean, think about this. Why do knives have to be sharp on the tip? Why?
Most of them don't.
When's
really
the last
need to be.
time you had to stab a piece of meat or something to cook it?
Yeah,
you need to slice it.
Usually, the sharp tip is kind of
so I'm all for
kind
this.
of moot.
Less fucking sharp ass knives out there for people to try and stab me with.
But here's the thing: is like someone who wants to stab someone with a knife is obviously just gonna go buy a knife that has a tip and not this knife.
Not when fucking knives with tips are banned utterly, TJ. Which is this is a move towards.
Maybe they will be. A cutlery company has created a range of knives with blunt tips in response to knife crime statistics in the UK. In October 2019, it was reported that knife crime had reached a record high in England and Wales, with more than 44,000 offenses involving a knife or a sharp instrument recorded by police.
See, here
in the 12
in
months
this
leading up
country,
to
we have the
June.
decency to shoot you from 10 feet away or something. In the UK, they get up close and personal, they stab you to death or try to stab you.
This marked a 7% increase on the previous year, with the Office of National Statistics, ONS, stating that the number of crimes involving knives was at its highest point since the 2010 to 2011 period.
What are you guys doing over there?
In a bid to tackle knife crime, British cutlery and kitchenware firm Viners, which was founded in Sheffield in 1901, has designed a new range of knives with square ends. The company says the range, named the Assure Collection, has been created in response to rising knife crime statistics and new
Are
government
you afraid of being
legislation.
stabbed, Paul? Is that like a thing you have?
Are you not?
I mean, sure, if someone's actually threatening me with it, but do you have
What if they don't threaten you with it? What if they just come and bury it in your back as you're walking down the street with your wife and kids?
I mean, that seems very unlikely. I mean, it could happen.
Could have exactly.
But I mean, here,
not if all knives look
but
like
look,
this.
Dude,
though.
you're an American. You're going to be shot to death. I mean, look.
I'm scared of that too.
Well, that's a more reasonable fear in this country, in my opinion. 'Cause we don't hear about a lot of stabbings. You do hear about some.
I want guns that are turned backwards so that they shoot the assailant.
We need a fucking. You know what?
I like the suicide gun, dude.
I want to go in the other direction. I want a gun that shoots knives.
Well, as long as it shoots these dull ass knives that couldn't pierce anybody, I'm fine with it.
Sharpest knives around.
No, they need to get rid of knives.
All right, finally, an uplifting story. Tornado in South Carolina with 130-mile-per-hour winds destroys high school in less than a minute.
It kind of is an uplifting story. I mean,
it's not. What's kind of about it?
Class is out today.
Class dismissed, motherfuckers.
I mean, it's like my fantasy, dude. Like, dude, I got to go to school again.
Do you have
no,
any
you
idea?
don't, Scotty. The school's been destroyed.
It's like you're laying there in bed. It's like, man, I got to go to fucking school. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your door. It's your mom or your dad, and they're like, well, your high school was destroyed by a tornado. Would you not be?
That's the fucking dream.
Yeah, it'd be like you'd be the happiest fucking kid in the
I'll
world.
be clicking my heels.
I used to
dude.
pray for shit like this.
I've got a
during my high
golden
school career.
ticket.
I used to be like, please, that storm that happened last night, please say it blew a building down in the high school and I don't have to go in today. The only thing I got close to this in the area that I lived was fog. Because I used to have to ride the bus to school sometimes.
So
and
sometimes if there was enough fog,
yeah,
they'd
if
be
it
like,
was a dense
no bus
fog
today.
thing, there was no bus, and my parents were at work, so I didn't have to go to school.
Damn, this storm
It
fucking.
only touched down on the ground for a short amount of time, but a tornado still managed to do considerable damage to a high school in South Carolina over the weekend.
This is clearly one of the high school students is a wizard.
Yes.
And didn't want to go to school that day.
Had a test or something, you know.
The National Weather Service in Columbia, South Carolina said the EF2 tornado struck North Central High School in Kershaw County at 10:30 p.m. on Saturday as a system blamed for 11 deaths nationwide hit the region. When I walked through, it was like a war zone. I couldn't believe all the damage. South Carolina's State Guard 2nd Battalion Commander Jason Ross told Fox 46 on Monday. We haven't seen something like this in a long time. Forecasters said the tornado, with estimated 130-mile-per-hour winds, touched down at an intersection near the school before traveling northeast through the campus. It lifted half a mile later beyond a parking lot. The twister, which did not injure anyone, was about 150 yards wide, according to the NWS.
How beautiful is this, dude? It hits the school. Not a single person is injured.
It
No one was
literally
even hurt.
touched down on one side of the school,
Well, look at those
went
pictures.
through the school, and then went away before it could hit anybody.
It was a wizard, dude, clearly.
Let's see.
Let's take a look at the school here.
So here we go.
Damn! Oh, man, fuck this school up, dude. Look at
Gutted.
that shit. Look
Gutted.
at that thing, dude.
All right, I pulled up this article.
Whoa.
Damn.
Look at this drone shot, dude.
Look at this quote from a fucking student. It says, student Ron Weasley says, I can't believe this happened. And on the day of the big test, too.
How convenient.
The tornado continued across the gymnasium, lifting all the HVAC units off the roof. The tornado then lifted most of the roof off the main office and older auditorium, then collapsed the exterior wall, blah, blah, blah,
Wait
blah.
a minute. We're thinking about this the fucking wrong way. This is not you just get the day off of school. They're going to be off school for weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what the fuck are they even going to do,
This is
man?
great.
There's going to be weeks of no
Dude,
school because of this.
TJ, you know what's crazy with this? I think the same storm system where Taylor's from,
So
the area she's from.
Things are not going to be great for too long because it says here the district said that it is in the process of turning another building into a temporary high school.
It's going to be it's going to be a shitty
and that's going to be horrible.
But TJ,
But for a week or two while they're setting that up, these kids get some
God
time
damn
off.
you, TJ!
I'm trying.
You fucking worthless sack of
What?
fucking shit.
What?
You're a talkover motherfucker. I'm just gonna talk. Okay, you know what? Everything you fucking say.
I was already talking before you started talking,
you
motherfucker.
weren't fucking talking.
Yes, I was.
Everybody. No, go ahead, talk, TJ.
Yes, I was.
No, I'm TJ.
Yes, I was.
I'm TJ. Let me bear
Yes,
it
I
over everything
was.
you're saying.
I was talking
Fuck
first.
you, bitch. Fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah, you motherfucker. Ah, fucking bitch. Ah.
Strangle him.
Fuck you, TJ. Yes, you do talk over me, you cocksucking piece of shit. Take the shit outside, motherfucker. Fuck over me again one more motherfucking time, bitch. Fuck him one more time.
It's going to happen, dude. Beat his ass, Scotty. Don't give him the leeway to do it because you know he's going to do it again.
Go ahead. Go ahead and talk your little speech. Go ahead and do your little speech.
Here's my fucking speech. I was trying to fucking tell you, the same storm system the fucking area Taylor's from blew off the goddamn school. This storm was created by children, and the power of children want to destroy their schools.
Well, now they're fucked because now they're going to have
That's
to go
all
to
I
some
wanted to say, TJ.
temporary
and you wouldn't even let
fucking
me
high
fucking
school.
say it.
Because I was already saying something way more important
Fuck your
than that.
goddamn point. Your point sucked.
I muted your mic during that speech, by the way.
You motherfucker. TJ? Fuck you. Mute your fucking mic, bitch.
They might have been able to hear you a little through Paul's mic, maybe.
I think they just heard me giggling. Oh,
I'm beating TJ's after we go off the fucking air. I'm beating the shit out of TJ. I don't care. Fucking consequences be damned.
Well, it's amazing you talk about beating ass because man asked judge's leave for sword battle with ex-wife lawyer.
Give it to him. If this judge denies this, then there's no justice.
So maybe we
in
should have a
America.
sword fight too, Scotty.
Yeah, because I'll fucking whip your ass in the sword fight.
A Kansas man has asked an Iowa judge to let him engage in a sword fight with his ex-wife and her attorney so that he can rend their souls from their bodies.
By the way, this is AP, so this is not a
this is
satirical
legit.
site.
This isn't Hustlers.
This is legit. This is not hustlers.com.
Yeah, this isn't
or
fucking
something.
satiricalsite.net. This is fucking for real. It's legit.
David Ostrom, 40, of Peola, Kansas. Paola? I think it's probably pronounced that way. What is that?
I don't know.
Where is it?
Is it me?
It's you, Paul.
Oh, fuck. I accidentally started a video on my phone. Whoops.
David Ostrom, 40, of Peola, Kansas, said in a January 3rd court filing that his former wife, Bridget Ostrom, 38, of Harlan, Iowa, and her attorney, Matthew Hudson, had destroyed him legally. The Ostroms have been embroiled in a dispute over custody and visitation issues and property tax payments. The judge had the power to let the parties resolve our disputes on the field of battle legally. David Ostrom said, adding in his filing that trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States.
This is some Game of Thrones shit.
He also asked the judge for 12 weeks' time so he could secure Japanese samurai swords.
I mean,
his motion, filed in Shelby County District Court, stemmed from his frustration with his ex-wife's attorney, Ostrom, told the Des Moines Register. I think I've met Mr. Hudson's absurdity with my own absurdity, Ostrom said, adding that his former wife could choose Hudson to act as her champion. Hudson argued in his legal response that because a duel could end in death, such ramifications likely outweigh those of property, tax, and custody issues. Hudson asked the judge to reject the request for trial by combat.
I didn't know you could ask for this.
Judge Craig Dreismer said in his own filing Monday that he won't be issuing a decision anytime soon, citing irregularities with both sides' motions and responses. So the judge is sitting on this. He's not even outright dismissing
I'm gonna hear him out.
Until the proper procedural steps to initiate court proceedings are followed, this court will take no further action concerning any motion, objection, or petition filed by either party at this time, the judge said.
Let him do it, man. Why the fuck not?
I say the judge should be like, look, we're going to settle this by combat.
Yeah, due to the bloated and overburdened justice system in our county, and in the interest of giving people their right to a speedy, fair trial, I'm gonna let these guys duel it out with samurai swords.
Her lawyer, Mr. Hudson, and this fucking guy, David Ostrom. They.
I mean, maybe she doesn't want to pick a champion. Maybe she wants to pick up the sword herself.
Hey, if she does,
decapitate that son of a bitch.
Yeah, she wins. I mean, the case is over with.
You've already destroyed him legally and financially.
Why not just have
take his head?
Why not have a simple resolution here? Look, if they fight to the death, I mean, obviously he can ask for quarter. They can have rules like, no, I yield. You know, and if they do that, then she wins the case. That's it. Or they can
bullshit. It doesn't. It's not over till one of them's dead.
Well, I mean,
dead.
That could be the rules as well.
They should televise that too.
Peru to deport tourists for allegedly damaging and defecating at Machu Picchu.
Was that tourist name Ozzy Osbourne?
Shit me breakfast. Fuck this temple. I'm gonna show you shit on this temple.
Machu Picchu, Pikachu, Pokemon bullshit, fucking Sharon. I'm fucking.
Somebody shit on Machu Picchu.
Come
dude.
on, guys.
Dude, if you watch Ozzy's latest video, by the way, he's like, there's all this crazy shit going on in the video, but he's just sitting the entire time. He's just like on a park bench, like, yeah, I'm Ozzy, I guess.
We gotta see that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Peruvian police said on Tuesday they would deport 5 tourists and prosecute another after they allegedly damaged stonework and defecated among the ruins at Machu Picchu, an Incan citadel that is one of South America's most renowned tourist attractions. Authorities said the tourists from Chile, Brazil, France, and Argentina, so this is a multinational coalition of assholes, snuck into the ruins and caused a rock to fall from a wall within the Temple of the Sun, damaging it.
The coalition of dipshits.
One of the foreigners allegedly defecated inside the Incan city. An Argentine man will remain in the country to face charges of destroying Peru's cultural heritage after he acknowledged a lead role in the vandalism.
Why would you admit that?
I don't know. Machu Picchu is a UNESCO World Heritage Site visited by more than 1 million tourists a year. The mysterious centuries-old stonework has long intrigued visitors, but a spike in tourism has raised concerns about damaging the delicate site. The United Nations has previously warned of urgent problems with deforestation, the risk of landslides, uncontrolled urban development, and illegal access to the sanctuary.
I mean, I got to ask, what are the toilet facilities like up there at Machu Picchu? Because when you got to go, you got to go. I don't care where you are. If you got to take a shit and it's a 5-alarm shit,
yeah.
I don't care if you're standing astride the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. You got to take a dump.
You know what? I hope they fucking shit on one of those fucking Indian burial grounds. The shit comes back. If it comes back to life, dude, and just murders these tourists. Just
that would be the horror movie way of ending this.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's
some demon
apropos.
that was imprisoned in there gets offended because they shit on Machu Picchu and comes back for revenge.
Dude, they've already banned tourists for some of these sites. Like, remember that movie, that terrible movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Beach? It's like someplace in Thailand. They banned tourists from there. Like, no one can even go there now.
Which is a terrible movie, so who'd even want to do that? I'll do a related story. I didn't pull it because it didn't seem super interesting. But
a related story to shitting on Machu Picchu?
Tourists,
yeah.
Dude, tourists just are like the fucking worst thing. Like, having been to Orlando so many times, like, there's certain tourist groups, it's just a nightmare after you, like, they just don't give a shit. They just wreck everything.
I mean, I've been.
Yeah, so here's the related thing here.
I mean, we've been tourists too, sure. But
men banned from Yellowstone after walking on Old Faithful geyser cone.
Let them fall in.
2 men have been banned from Yellowstone National Park for 5 years for trespassing on the cone of the park's best-known attraction, the Old Faithful geyser, back in September. Eric Shefflin, 20, of Lakewood, Colorado, and Ryan Goetz, 25, of Woodstock, New York, pleaded guilty last month to the charges of trespassing on the thermal feature. U.S. Magistrate Court Mark Carmen sentenced them December 5th at Yellowstone Justice Center in Mammoth Hot Springs. Yellowstone officials publicized the sentence in a Thursday in a news release. Besides being banished from Yellowstone, Schaefer and Goetz were sentenced to 10 days in jail, $540 in restitution each, and 5 years of unsupervised probation.
So these guys are 20 and 25. I guarantee there was an Instagram pic of this.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee this was in furtherance of some social media pic that they wanted to put.
Hey, hashtag standing on Old Faithful. Hashtag shitting in Machu Picchu.
Remember they had a field trip or something where it was like they had some rock formation like Utah or something. And a bunch of people pushed it down. They've had trees like was it the oldest tree in the U.S. or something? One of the oldest trees.
Yeah, someone ran it over.
Yeah, just ran over, destroyed it. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
What happened to the good old days when desecrating national monuments was left to crazy rich rock stars? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Ozzy,
if Ozzy did this, I wouldn't care. But just some random fucking millennial dorks.
Look, oh yeah, Old Faithful. Yeah, let's Snapchat this.
I wish it would have erupted and scalded both of them to death. That would have been great.
That needs to be the real punishment. Just have them stand near the site and be like, this is your punishment.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what happens when you fuck with Old Faithful, bitch.
Just tie those other dudes down outside of Machu Picchu and put a toilet sign around their neck and just let all the tourists walking up to Machu Picchu shit on them.
You gotta wait for when all the Chinese tourists come like, oh, I must go.
See, this eye for an eye shit is the only way some people learn.
Yeah, that's true. Let's move on to our final little story here.
Oh, God, look who it is.
This is, I don't know if this is going to be an interesting video. Usually it's not, but sometimes it is with him. You just never know.
It sounds interesting.
It's the usual bullshit. It's Hillary Clinton intended to put conservatives in concentration camps. And I just wanted to point out, these right-wingers are so obsessed with this shit.
The FEMA death camps.
Yeah, it was the FEMA death camps. It was Rick Wiles. The first video I ever saw of Rick Wiles was him saying that a coalition of blacks and Latinos were going to go and sweep the land, led by Obama, and send all the white people to concentration camps.
You need to purge the white people.
Now he's saying about Hillary. Recently it was just said about Bernie that he's going to start the new gulags and shit. These right-wingers are just fucking shitting their pants with fear, probably at Machu Picchu at the time, that some fucking crazy liberal's going to lock them up in a fucking detention center because they dared to think different. Anyway, let's take a look. If it'll fucking play. Shut up. Right, I don't need this fucking...
No shit, they don't endorse the group. No shit, they don't endorse Rick Wiles.
Let's go back through time a little bit. 2016, the Queen of Sleaze, Hillary Clinton, She
queen of sleaze.
jokingly
Neat.
told her supporters one day,
Makes her sound cooler than she is.
what we need in America are fun camps for adults. Fun camps for adults.
That sounds like fun. I mean, what goes on at fun camps, Rick?
Well,
Well, that's real interesting there, Rick. Why don't you tell us more about that, Rick?
Dude, my favorite. I always love the toadies.
Rick, you're right about that. What happened now, Rick?
Why does Rick Wiles have such a cool set now, though?
He does have a good set.
Look at the set.
It's futuristic, man.
God damn, Rick Wiles.
God damn you, Rick Wiles, you
Flossing
son of
on
a
everybody.
bitch.
depends on which side of the camp
It looks like somewhere you like negotiate like a peace treaty between two alien races in Star Trek or something.
you're on. If you're wearing the uniform, you may be sadistic and have a lot of fun. But if you're a prisoner, you may not think it's too funny.
Are we talking
And
about
if
the American prison system now, or?
No, we're talking about Hillary's bullshit fun camp.
He supports those death camps, though. He supports those rape, torture, isolation therapy dungeons, of course.
Well, yeah, naturally.
You watch, we're going to show you this video from 2016.
It's 2015,
It was 2015. And so Hillary told her
Oh, dude, he's
supporters,
gonna get a paddling later.
maybe you
You
will
never
run
correct
the
Rick
camps.
Wiles.
Maybe you'll have jobs there. You'll be running. Just think about what she was saying to it. All the leftists there knew what she was hinting about. Re-education camps.
You'll be in charge.
Concentration camps. And you might have a job there. She was sending the signals of what they could anticipate if she got in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen, dude.
I think we need concentration camps for anybody that watches Rick Wiles, unironically.
Day one.
All right, so I found
Hillary being in office.
I found the clip of
which says it?
Hillary saying this. So let's take a look at that.
Let's judge it for ourselves.
Now, secondly, however,
It won't full screen. Sorry.
I have decided
Volume's really low.
Yeah, nobody's going to be able to hear her saying it.
and we need the kind of camps that you all run. I mean, really, where, none of the serious stuff, none of the, life challenge stuff, more fun. I think we have a huge fun deficit in America. And
So she's just talking about like things for people to do, where they get away from their lives for a little bit and go, camping and fishing. And
no, the liberals in that audience know what she's really saying, Paul.
You want a death camp
I do,
for conservatives.
actually. I do.
Come on.
I fully support death camps.
You walk in like, here's the entrance. Where's the exit? And the guard just laughs. Ha ha! There isn't an exit.
Right through that meat grinder, pig.
Yeah, right over there in the corner, the cemetery. That's your exit.
There's the exit, boy.
Cemetery. We just throw them in a mass grave.
Yeah.
It's like the end of From Dusk Till Dawn, where it pans back. The whole like,
Look, the bar.
Yeah, well, no, the
It's a temple, basically. Yeah. On the
yeah,
side
and
of-
then
on
there's
the- on
like
the
a
side
bunch
of
of like
Spoilers.
big mountain of trucks and
Spoiler alert, that
the
just
movie's
came out 25 years
movie's
ago.
1,000 years old at this point. Who cares? All right, well, that's it. That's everything we got. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, fuck you.
I get to tune into the ass beating TJ's about to take now.
Oh, yeah. Yep, now I got to fight Scotty because I didn't let his insipid drivel fucking come out of his mouth unimpeded. So we got to take this outside. I guess we're going to fight now. You guys don't get to see that, though.
I do, though.
Maybe we should start a new, like, $1,000 a month patron
We'll just have
tier.
a three-way fight to the death.
Yeah, well, no, they get to see me and Scotty do battle.
I think it should be all of us.
Oh, you want to be in on it, too?
Yeah, I want to. Each of us gets to choose our own weapon.
I think, get out of here with that. Go get a flat knife. No, we need to do, like, yeah, I think you, Paul, I imagine you for some reason with like a garbage can lid as a shield.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you have as a bludgeon.
A big
tool.
haunch of
That's
meat.
like Escape from New York, dude.
Yeah.
Like a
little
big
shield.
a big leg of lamb or some shit with all the meat on it. Just
Scotty, what weapons are you gonna use? You got that little knife or what are you gonna do?
Oh, fuck no, dude. I'm going to get a broadsword.
You got a broadsword?
I'm going to cut you in half, TJ.
I'm gonna get an AR-15 and just waste both of you.
I guess you'll win then. All right, run at me. You
All right.
lose.
I'm gonna block your AR-15 with my garbage can.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that garbage shield.
Bludgeon. You're done.
Maybe I can sweep the legs,
Sweep the leg.
before you
Sweep
fucking
the
have
leg.
time to react.
I don't think so, man.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week with more of the same old bullshit.
Bye.
What a terrible world we all live in, huh?